child.
I can't even remember what it was.
I wanted to make a character that was meant to backstab the whole party.
Oh boy.
And there was a moment where
Why
I told
did you get along with Bella? Isabella.
Hey,
I had to get along
hey,
with you guys so you guys didn't think I was.
we're live now.
Talks about anybody's.
We're live?
We're live now.
Life alert.
Well, yeah.
situation.
Welcome to Dragonlance, Shadow of the Dragon Queen. This is our session number 5. We got the book now.
What have you been running off of this?
Oh, I still have the stuff. A map, right? So you could just here's the way that I would worry about the map. The characters, I think we've got at least one for sure that's from Calaman.
Well, I'm recovering after we.
So, yeah, Kogan is from Calaman. And so I think what we'll say is, you know, some of you may have some vague knowledge of the city, but Kogan would have a lot more detailed. So we'll worry about that when we get there. That's the plan. So, our people and who they play. So, hi, I'm Mark. I'm your DM.
Oh, attention, man.
Wow, all right. Yay. I'll clap for you guys. Yeah, nice job, Colin. All right, we'll start with Evan over there.
Hello, I'm Evan. I'm playing Blanche, a Minotaur fighter who is sailing away from all of her troubles.
We wish we were. I think we're sailing
Your
more
troubles are
into
following
trouble.
with you.
We don't know yet.
That's really good.
That was perfect.
Same liver, different eagles.
Yeah.
All right.
Woo, she's the human druid. Knock the heck out. The entirety of that fight. Thanks, Grandma.
She snuck a few shots in there. You know what I mean?
To get knocked out. But I got up again.
I'm your happy-go-lucky sorcerer who's not so happy-go-lucky because they brought out a fake dragons. Jet, James, they're all the same, right?
Identity crisis.
So your character is Jet,
My character
and
is
you
Jet.
are James.
And
All
I'm
right, we
James.
figured that out.
I'm Crystal. I play our ranger. Just say that.
Got cooked.
Still wiping the soot off me.
I'm a cooked
Oh, wait,
wood elf.
prestidigitation.
Yeah, I'm a cooked wood elf right now.
All right.
Rerix. And he's returning
I
home.
went there. I'm like, I'm not going to be
Lauren.
that person today.
I play
And-
her adorable companion, Martha the Badger.
Martha the Badger.
I didn't realize how well her
What did you say your last name was again?
Ellie Wick, Waywocket.
Waywocket.
Yeah.
Waywocket.
Which
No name.
Would you like me to spell
I
that?
don't know why that
I'm
was so
good.
You'll be-
I just put down Ellie because I'm going to remember your first name.
I mean, that's what I call her most of the time.
So I don't know if we'll have anyone monitoring the chat, so be civil. And the events of last week.
Everybody died.
All right, well,
Dragon
we
Ball
got
Z.
the classic introduction that we get every week that everybody died.
Dragonlance.
The town was informed that.
You guys can figure it out. I'm going to go fix the mic.
Oh, the mic out?
Can they not hear us?
Essentially, from a large army thing.
From the Dragon
army
Queen.
thing. Army.
Takisis's
Everybody
army
was
showed
freaking
up.
out.
Pieces.
We had to,
I love this.
there was people who came and raided the city anyway.
They're like, this is mine now.
Our lovely Knights of
We don't have our
Solamnia
Second Amendment.
were sent out along with the rest of Cudgel's ironclad regiment themselves. To the best of our knowledge, we have no clue what happened to 90% of them, except for
If I remember correctly, it wasn't Cudgel, but it was...
Jaev.
Becklin.
Jaev.
Jaev got
No,
out.
no. I know Jaev is with us.
Right,
Lady
And
Becklin
also,
was captured.
Yes.
right.
That's
why I said 90%.
the Squire's with us as well.
Yeah, Declan.
Fucking
Oh,
Derek!
use your words.
Derek.
But
Darren lived!
but the knight, the one that
Becklin.
Becklin
Becklin was
is
captured.
kidnapped.
Declan.
Correct.
Captured.
That
at
was
the
why I
mall.
said we didn't know
Yeah.
where 90% of them were, because there was only like 2 or 3 of them that we did know.
And the mayor lived to fish again.
Yeah.
I still like
Somehow.
her summary better.
Yeah.
In the
our-
meantime, the town was
Dropping
attacked,
knowledge.
and there was a
Knowledge is power.
dragon, but it was a fake dragon.
Oh,
So, like,
don't bring that one up again.
I could punch it, and it was great.
And in
You
all
could
this-
punch a real dragon too, but
Not without
it's not
getting
gonna be happy
fire
about
fists.
it.
I mean, when you
before
say
the
fake
town-
dragon, we mean that it was a big metal dragon-looking thing.
Yeah, it,
Yeah.
But before the town even got attacked, this guy right here put
Woman.
together the this gal right here put together
Like respect
Gal.
your elders.
raft I've ever
I know
dang
minotaurs are
seen.
kind of hard to see
And
what their gender
made sure we
are,
could
but
save
come
the
on.
entirety of the town rather than just most of the town. People.
That is correct.
And in all the confusion, we also, some of us with keen eyesight, saw sort of ghostly Knights of Solamnia from olden times up on the hill, which is something
you
to
doing?
really think about.
The most important thing is Jet's got a cat.
Oh yeah, you got a little kitty.
Yes.
Not
I
a
have
super
cat, I
fluffy
have a
boy.
badger.
Great
But I love
tabby.
Gray.
It's mine.
Okay, so you
Come
saw.
on, Mr. Tibbs.
I want to make
haven't
sure
named
that
it
we
yet.
all
I haven't had a chance to name it.
we heard the bit about seeing the ghostly Solamnic Knights, or
Yes.
Yes.
they. I don't know if ghostly is the right word so
They
much
appeared
as
and
they
disappeared.
they just
were ghostly.
disappeared. Yeah.
Spooky nights.
Spooky Knights of Solamnia.
So yeah,
Salami.
I still want to say salami every time I hear
the
that.
town was burned and ransacked by the dragon, the Cathesis army.
We also
We don't
used
know
the
if they
fake dragon
ransacked
to
it,
kill
but
the
we know they
commander.
burnt
Oh, they probably
That was-
ransacked it as
that
well.
was
You don't.
interesting.
Yeah. What you could tell is that there were some buildings burning, some buildings being looted, and then you tried to get away before
And then
it
the
got
big
worse.
ogre commander
Oh,
took on a big barrel of
we
fish,
cannot
too.
forget the fishermen, the brave fishermen that
The
came in
fishermen,
and fought
yes.
some of those people.
They just
Get
stabbed
the
them all
boat!
back.
But yes, we managed to
And they didn't turn.
kill the commander of the forces that were sent to the city with the very false dragon machine siege weapon
That was so fun.
that was
watching
attacking
that
us
being
earlier.
used.
Man, there's so
And-
much salt.
Our heroes
point.
may have
Yeah.
fired that weapon. Yeah.
And with that done, we escaped with the rest of the villagers and are on our way to Kalaman.
Let us not forget our Blanche, who turned into a massive minotaur and shoved one of those into the mouth of the siege weapon.
That was
Yeah.
a fun one, yeah.
That. Yeah.
Where did you get a chocolate chip cookie from?
Thin air.
He's the GM. He can create things.
There's an entire snack section over there.
Do you not realize the DM's technically like the god actually watching?
He
all
can just
over
I
make-
got it at
everything?
Qdoba earlier today.
What's that?
I got it at Qdoba earlier today.
You were in Albert Lee.
They have
We
them
have
here.
cookies at home. We can
Or Austin.
brought 'em.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Good job.
Okay.
He
So-
used English.
Any other details that we would like to add, or we feel caught up?
I do just have a question.
Sure.
We long rested upon this boat, I think was what you had
That
said
is
last
something we
night.
needed to discuss.
So,
Yeah,
Or
that was something
specifically
we
did
needed
not
to
long
talk
rest? Couldn't remember.
so
Because everybody but you is exhausted.
No,
We
no, we've had a long
rested
rest
before
since
that.
then.
Oh, okay.
Before that.
It was before
So-
everything went to crap.
you guys have floated away.
That-
Okay, that's right.
Blanche sang a song
Yep.
on the boat, and it brought some of the militiamen to tears, knowing that they're leaving behind their home and some friends and family and loved ones that were lost in this. And of course, Mayor Raven addresses all of you, and thanks you. Courage and resolve. That's what you guys showed, and that's what you did to help save many lives. So, we're going to float down the river. It's going to take most of the night to do that. So it's up to you guys what you do. I mean, you're not, this is about 30 miles worth of floating down the river. So you can decide if you want to rest. You can decide if you are going to be keeping watches, if you're going to be talking to people on other boats, on your own boats. Like, you got, I leave it to you what you want to do.
Can we actually get onto the other boats?
They're not far away from you, a lot of them. There's a bunch that left last. If you really want to put effort into it, you could catch up to the raft. It's kind of your decisions, or if you just want to float.
Actually, I would like to know what boat did Jasper and the kids get on?
You don't know.
Don't know? All right, that answers my question.
They
show
got
them.
out of there.
I was gonna show them the
That's
cat.
I'm gonna show them a cat. Kitty cat.
I'm gonna take a long rest and think of a name for this cat. That's what I want to do.
I'm probably gonna rest too. Thankfully, I can trance, so 4 hours would be enough for me.
How far away from the shore as we're floating down the river?
I was going to say that.
Are we?
Varies.
Okay.
So and you can actually see the Vanguard River on one of the maps that I gave you. It's like there's spots where it's wider and there's spots where it's not as wide.
Right.
So
So we're staying to the far shore from where the army came from. I think we'll be fine. Is any of Letho Stark's family on the raft with us?
you guys
Or
are
boat?
so you guys are all kind of in boats. Like
Oh, yeah.
none of their family is with you on these boats.
Oh, then I think I'll take my long rest.
If we're not really staying close enough to have any sort of reason to,
Hey, Jessica. You came
I
back.
think it's fair to just take a
I'm
long rest.
conscious now. Ish, maybe.
If everybody else is okay with that.
So, like Raven will kind of want to get the boat closer to different of the other ones so that she can have some conversation with some different people. But other than that, she's going to also eventually get some rest. And the militiamen will kind of do their part to make sure that they can rest as much as they can. So, with that said, we'll float down the river. And the night passes, and you will just jump ahead to basically you're arriving to basically at dawn. We'll call it dawn. The morning after evacuating Vogler. You arrive within sight of Calaman. The walled city of Calaman rises in the distance, spreading across the southern shore of a wide bay. This is another thing you can see on your map. Not of Calaman, but one of the older ones that shows that region. Ships sail to and from the city's walled harbor. Their course is lit by a pair of towering beacons. On the shore ahead, where the Vanguard River meets Calaman Bay, dozens of survivors from Vogler have pulled their mismatched boats ashore and begun making camp. So for those of you who are familiar with this, this is like where they're landing is like a couple miles from Calaman. It's just a spot that is possible for you to land and get people. I mean, you got a lot of people, so you need room for them. And you guys are like basically the last to arrive here. So among your boats, you have Darrett, Highwater, you have the mayor, you have militia members, you have kind of the last people that got out of the city or the town. And as you get there, you're kind of, the scene is that there's a lot of people milling around and they're in the process of like trying to get, families reunited. They're trying to, set up essentially a camp for the time being. They're trying to build fires so that they can make their food and things like that. Okay. So would one of you roll me a D4, please? Let me know the result.
Go for it.
2.
Sure.
That was
So,
high pitch too there.
so as you
I didn't kick you.
So as you are, kind of assessing all of this, you notice that there's an older woman in the shallow water that is like really kind of struggling. They're like kind of can't walk. They're kind of limping, kind of grabbing at their ankle. And I mean, you kind of realize that if you don't go help them, all bets are off. They could slip and fall into the river.
I'll go out and help. It looked like one of her legs are injured or feet.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, you can walk out there and, oh, thank you so much. Thank you. And you kind of have to help her get up onto the shore. And
I'll help her up on the shore and just check her over for any injuries.
okay, so roll your medicine.
Can I come over with an herbalism kit and give him advantage? I was
Get him
trying
out
to
now.
say before he rolled.
Get him out now.
Sure.
Okay, you get advantage because I have an herbalism kit. Go.
Oh, advantage. All right,
Okay,
good.
I was about to say he's better than nothing.
That's much better. Thank you for the help. That's going to be a, let's see, what's,
Quote I
okay,
made
that's
before
going
the
to be
game
19
started.
total.
Oh, sure. Okay.
Yep, for the, medicine check.
Yeah, so you realize, oh yeah, this is probably like a twisted ankle, so you kind of help her get it stabilized, and then she can kind of hobble her way along.
I'll use the land hands to kind of speed it up.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's ridiculous.
You don't need to use any. She didn't lose any HP. So. Who else wants to roll me a D4? Anybody else want to roll me a D4?
Just move along the table. here.
Okay.
Somebody else should roll.
It's a 2.
Yeah, roll a different one.
Okay.
Just for funsies.
Here's another old lady on a boat that needs help.
All the old ladies are in the river.
So you guys,
It's like whack-a-mole.
Help! I've fallen and I can't get
Look,
out.
the current went there. They went under. The current went down. There they are.
so you
There's
you
Louise.
you see a couple of I mean they're youths. They're not like children, but they're young
Stupid
guys,
teenage
and they're
teens.
kind of lipping off to a neighbor of theirs a little bit, and it's pretty evident that they're a little mad about whatever, and so they're trying to take some of their neighbor's stuff.
Oh, I'm just gonna go whack them in their back of their knees.
All right, roll your intimidation.
Nobody's legs are safe with you.
I
Tap them
mean,
all.
Short. What am I rolling?
respect your elders.
Intimidation.
Yeah, do you want
trying
to
to
actually
hit
hurt
'em.
them?
Do it.
What's that?
Do
Do you
it.
want to break their knees?
No.
Well,
They'll
what are you
respect
trying
their
to
elders
accomplish
that
I was
by
about
way.
to
hitting
say
them?
just smack their
Intimidation.
knees.
No, this is fine.
Do it.
Yeah,
Little gnome.
that's a 9.
They gotta learn somehow.
They kind of like slap it away, and they grab
My
like a
stick?
pot, and yeah.
I'm going to.
Okay, now I'm
Don't
attacking.
firebolt them.
I'm not going to use lethal magics.
You know what
No.
I
They're
want?
like,
I'm just saying.
they're like, get out of here. This isn't your business.
Can I? I want to do something. I'm going to let you keep going.
There's 2 of them.
Yeah, they're probably like 14.
Oh, they're old enough to know better than that.
They should be.
Does what is that? A 13 hit their AC?
You attacked them?
Yes. I have plus
okay.
0 to my charisma.
Huh?
You're attacking refugees.
Yeah, you
They are
attacked.
stealing.
Yes.
probably
This is a bad situation all around. These people. Okay.
My first reaction was I want to go help the clothesline. Well,
Yep, you hit them.
respect your elders.
I
There's no
don't
reason I was
actually
kicked out of
want to
court.
do
Let me
damage.
see. Had a long rest.
Well,
You're
I mean,
attacking
you
them.
probably should have told me that before you attacked them.
Crescent moon
Yeah,
seems
if
like
you're
a-
attacking them, you're doing
They made me
damage.
roll an intimidation check, and they whacked my stick away. So I'm
Yeah,
going
you
to
failed
attack
your intimidation check,
Now
so
you're just going to attack
harder.
them.
Right.
you're attacking
And I
them.
just
You-
want them
Are you trying to like puff up more?
No, I
You
just
can't. You're just
Wait,
trying to
hold on,
make
hold on. You told me that you rolled an attack roll,
I sure
Yes.
did.
Like a puffer face.
So you're doing damage.
so you're doing damage to
I
them.
just wanna
No, that's
knock
what
them
it
over.
is.
I just want to take them out at the ankles.
So you did a trip attempt.
I'm sorry. Yes. I don't know if that makes a difference, but
Well, tripping, you don't do. Well, yeah, you don't do damage. You just.
right. I want to knock them prone.
I mean, roll your damage.
Oh,
My
shit.
damage?
I'm sorry.
Yep.
Yeah. You're attacking them. Roll your
Oh
damage.
boy. Oh wait, my
I
spell
love
slots
this
are
on
back.
such a level.
Take responsibility for your actions.
I rolled a 1.
What, plus?
Plus.
Plus 7? You have
I mean,
plus 7 damage?
I hold my cat away.
So
Dexterity
Okay,
plus 20?
well,
plus 5. So you
is that a spell?
I guess, get annoyed that your attempt to intimidate him didn't work, and you swing your staff, and you, in your mind, you're like, I'm gonna whack him right on the shoulder, and you miss that, and you hit him right in the temple, and he goes down.
A cerebral
I'm gonna
cortex
rush in.
death fucking up.
And lay on hands him to bring him back and yell, "This is not the time for these kind of squabbles."
And at the moment that it happens,
The mayor comes over.
why don't you?
Okay.
That's why you respect your elders.
All I was trying to do was knock him prone.
Well, it didn't
That's what
work.
you attacked him.
No,
Hit his
instead
head.
you
That's
go
how,
attempt
because I have a thing
murder
that can.
attack.
Oh my god.
Oh,
Never.
God.
Never. I
Tell me
don't do anything, never mind.
tell me
I
what
don't
it
do
is that you
anything,
had.
Never mind.
Did you-
I don't do anything. Never mind.
Did you have some other skill that you were trying to
Well,
use?
I can use per my I mean, technically, I have to like use flurry of blows, but I can knock them prone as part
You
of.
took him out in the first strike, though.
I
So-
was just.
You struck out.
Did these teenagers forget how scary this gnome can be?
So you knocked out this kid.
I just want to. So never mind. I mean, if I don't want to do anything. I was not trying to.
It's a
hurt you.
high stress
So,
situation.
I'm sorry. I was not trying to hurt.
They shouldn't be robbing an old lady.
It's still what happened. I'm not trying to make it bad, but that's what happened. So the kid goes down, he gets knocked out, and his friend is like, what? And he sets down the stuff that he had, and he is like, he's kind of looking at you, and he's like a little scared, and he looks down at his buddy, and he's like, what? We're sorry, okay, we're sorry, and he's like he kneels down. He's like trying to slap the kid awake.
Is he
gonna-
like
I'm gonna rush in
unconscious
at
or
this
is he
point.
dead?
He's not dead. He's unconscious, but he's hurt.
I'm gonna,
Okay.
I'm gonna rush
Knocked
in
him
and bring him up to at least 1 HP.
Sure.
So I'm gonna burn off. How bad was he?
You can just do 1 HP. That's fine. So he comes back. Now
Still
Now,
a little loopy there.
let's roll. Let's do a D2. And if it's a 2, no. Let's roll a D20. You roll a D20, and it just needs to not be 5 or lower. Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yep.
I have proficiency with an herbalism kit, and I can heal this man.
That's okay. Just roll a D20.
You just roll a d20. That's what the DM's asking.
He's God.
Yes.
It's a 7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
5 or lower.
Beautiful.
So the kid comes back around, and like he's groggy, and like what just happened? And the other kid's like, you just got whacked, man. We got to get out of here.
You just pissed off the gnome.
I'm gonna keep holding him because I want to talk to these two. All of you, actually.
I'm no longer there.
He looks like he has the dad
like, oh,
Good luck
disapproval.
trying to catch me.
I know these are trying times. Everyone's lost stuff. That doesn't mean you need to continue the process of
Yeah.
people losing things.
Yeah. Well, did you lose your mom? Did you lose your dad?
Yeah, a while ago.
I lost
You don't even know your
I lost
parents'
friends.
dad. Shut up.
out there. I've lost people I very cared about.
So now
you
the kid
too?
is like kind of crying a little bit. He's like, you can see the lip quivering, and he's like,
That's why we're heading to Calamine. We're gonna get some help there.
look, I'm sorry, okay? We just don't have anything. We left everything behind, okay?
That was dumb.
Here, stick with me. I'm
You
gonna.
had all day to pack. What?
The thing
They
is,
lost their family. All right. How old are these kids?
Like 14.
14.
There's like they're not like you know, I mean, they're about 14, 13,
Are you
14.
two family? You brothers?
No. Okay, so the one kid, he's like, okay, I'm Jeffrey. Okay,
All right.
and my dad was in the militia and he died. He got killed by those, and he's like, you can tell he's like holding back from saying a curse word now because he's like a little wary of getting whacked for doing the wrong thing, and he's like.
It's playing whack-a-mole.
Plus 0 charisma. What do you want?
And so then
I am not going to say a word.
So then, the other one that got knocked out, and he's like, my mom died. My dad's been away for a while. I don't know when he's coming back. Like, we don't have anything. Okay, we don't have anything.
I'm gonna pull out one of the pieces of jewelry. Hand it to him. This will buy you some things.
What?
It'll give you the essentials you need.
What?
I don't know how long it'll take for your father to get back, but there are places in the city where you may find employment to keep yourself afloat a little bit longer.
So the one kid that hasn't told you his name looks at it, and he kind of looks up at you, and he looks at it, and he looks at his buddy.
Both of you.
Huh?
Both of you. Use this. Sell this in town. Use it to help each other.
Okay. And you can tell they're kind of afraid, so they start like backing away, like they're taking off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Get away from the gnome. That's probably what.
Get away from the gnome.
That's probably what their thought process.
Okay.
The gnome disappeared. The gnome is everywhere.
So I give them one of the jewelry
They should
pieces
respect their
to
elders.
sell in town.
That is true.
Sure.
But
I'll mark that down.
Green comments
You are an angry little gnome.
you know for a
Code of
you are
Hammurabi.
angry.
I'm not looking at it.
Gnome fury, indeed.
Is it intense?
This is her working out her anger she builds up during the day. It comes out here.
It started off with hell yeah, Woomba Utes. Teen dead,
Oh wait.
murdered a child, to an emoji of a baby, and then like a circus hammer, and then permanent brain damage, and it ended with you clubbed an orphan.
So as you see them running off,
I'm supposed to be a vengeful
no,
paladin. but
as you see,
doing things.
It's been nice knowing y'all.
as you see them,
Ellie
I
goes
know
and
what
drowns
Jezebel
herself
would
in the
want to
river.
do.
as you
Swims after the gnome.
Damn it! Stop.
as you see them running off, they kind of run into. You kind of see them like bump into Darrett, and Darrett is walking over toward you guys.
Oh, by the way, we need to give him that box.
Yep.
So he's like,
Here at the box.
so he's like, oh, what's going on with those guys? They look a little shook up. Is everybody okay?
It's better now.
We're just a bit lost.
Aren't we all? This is
Jetpack
a rough situation.
I am calling him Smokey.
Actually, you're just the man we're looking for.
I'm
Came out
gonna.
of a smoking building. Why not? It was meant to be.
Isn't it a gray cat?
And it's a gray cat.
I'm gonna show having retrieved
Want me to call it
the
soot?
box from
Yeah.
the raft.
On the boat.
Becklin's box.
I had to walk away from laughing.
So you have the box out.
Yeah,
we got
I'm
the
bringing it over
shrink
to
wrap
him.
the box.
Oh,
No, Cole
Oh.
would be black.
so he's kind of checking you guys, and
I did not appreciate being burnt to a crisp almost.
well, a lot of bad things happened there. That was really rough.
You had a run-in with a siege weapon.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, I think I saw that thing. That was scary.
It's funner to be on the back end of that particular.
Oh
trip.
my
Oh
gosh.
Yeah, you're telling us.
You're telling us.
So he kind of sees the box. He's like, "What do you got there?
Don't
Can
you
I help
thumbs
you
at me.
out with
By
that?"
the way,
Actually,
vegetation, you're
perhaps
cleaned up the
they
soot
can
too. Oh my god, jeez.
Thank you.
Perhaps you
I
can,
appreciate
Dareth.
it.
This is
Even though I could have just
before the
dipped in
battle. Lady
Sure, but-
Becklin told told us we were to give this to you.
To me,
Hey?
Yes, you. Who else is named Derek?
Included Pete.
okay.
Sorry.
Seems she
Sarcasm.
So he's kind of looking at it and he's trying to.
had a last lesson to impart or something. I'm not sure. We haven't opened
Place
it.
your bets.
You can kind of see the expression on his face changes just a little bit at the mention of Becklin
Poor Blanche had to use
and you know, I mean a little more, you know, quiver in the lip, maybe a little water in the eye. And he opens the box and inside it is a suit of plate armor filigreed with Solamnic. Now, what?
Sorry.
The gnomes
I
freaking
call
out in the
The
corner.
waving air inflatable. Man.
Does it look like the modern version of the Slopnik Knight's armor?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh my! And so he.
And promoted.
Oh my goodness! What? Becklin left this for me?
Hey, you better take good care of it.
Oh my gosh! I cannot possibly thank you guys enough for taking on this task and seeing to it that this was delivered to me. If it was on her behalf, this is a phenomenal honor. So he starts like kind of sizing it up and, you know, like the pieces that he's looking at, it all kind of seems to just like it fits him. I mean,
Had you measured?
yeah.
How long was Derek with Lady Becklin
Nice
before all of
tale.
this?
There went through my head.
No, he's been found not wanting.
So,
He
several
made it
years.
Several years.
Several
yeah.
years.
Okay, so maybe when he was like even still
Well, he's been
growing.
found wanting to be a Solamnic Knight.
But now he is.
Now he is.
Now he is. He
no
made his
longer wanting.
dreams come true.
In the worst possible way. Well, Becklin might still be alive. She was captured.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
true.
Highly unlikely, but
I have a feeling
Well,
they'll try
she'd
to
be
use
a
her
very-
Well,
ship for
It's
something
probably
before
worth a
they kill her.
ransom, so
Probably.
that's usually what
You guys think she's alive?
we heard tale that she was captured.
We heard from
the mayor wasn't so.
I love how my character will know these things, but my brain is just shit.
You guys heard it from JF.
Yep,
JF.
JF. That one, yeah.
There's too many J names.
Okay. So,
So is he now Lord Derek?
No. Sir.
Sir Derek.
Sir Derek.
Well, no. He
Nobody
has to
has-
be
nobody
knighted
has knighted
by-
him, nobody
no,
has-
he
He
just
needs
has
to
the
be
armor.
knighted properly.
But he's a knight of Solomon.
Not yet.
No, he's just
Not
got
yet.
the armor.
He's got the armor.
He's
he
ready.
can represent. He just
But
doesn't
not
have the.
I
Putting
probably
on a
shouldn't
fancy
be the
hat
one
don't
to
make you a
attempt to do
captain.
that. I'll probably
Here, pass
accidentally
me a
take
sword.
the
I'll
Blanche
try that.
Queen out of his body.
As a mage of high sorcery.
There you
No
go.
distraction.
I'm proud of you.
I forgot I need to change this.
So, after a while, whatever it is that you guys are working on, after a while, you see Mayor Raven heading over your direction. And she, so she kind of comes to address you guys and Darrett. So, you can see people are trying to get set up here, but I really feel like we need to head to Calaman. We need to find out if they have any way of assisting our people here. I mean, we're not going to last too long. Maybe we should see what they're up to, if
Yeah,
they've
see if
made any
they
progress.
Made it even here.
At the very least, yes, we should head to town. And let the
Job, and like it cuts to us looking at him in the stocks. Fruit getting thrown at him.
Does the mayor still have that letter that the army
I thought
gave
she.
us?
I thought she gave the letter to Bacchus to
No, she wrote a letter for backers.
The letter from the army. Basically, the army's demands.
The
They
army
gave
was
us-
demanding to be quartered.
Yeah, they gave us like a official letter.
Yeah, that quarter was.
Yeah, that
Not
you don't really. I don't
First
think you know
Amendment,
what
that's
happened
the
with that.
right amendment.
But okay. So you say that again. You're planning to go to Calaman?
Yeah, we'll get some people together and head to Calaman to. Well, maybe we should talk to the mayor. See what all they might need. She's probably the best one who.
So yeah. So Raven is just you. I'm gonna continue to see to the people here. You guys go ahead on my authority. Take Darrett with you.
Should we grab that letter that the army handed over to you?
Oh, I don't know where that is.
Very well.
But I mean, I sent a letter with Baccarus and his son.
Well, hopefully they're able to deliver it. I guess we'll find out when we get in. We better
Okay.
hurry then.
So is everybody on board with heading to Calaman? Anything else you'd like to do now, or?
Well, maybe as we're
Slowly tiptoe and drip dry out of the river.
That's
Good.
where
Where
she
she's been watching all of this like this.
oh, good, you didn't actually join us. I'd like to keep an eye out for.
So, like, 2 feet
family
into the
members
river.
of
Yeah.
Storm Knight. Maybe
Wait,
just
is Martha
Sure.
gonna be coming
make
with
sure
us
they
too?
get along
She is
fine.
now.
I mean, if you,
Everywhere I go.
if you guys decide to mill around where people are kind of trying to set themselves up, I mean, depending on how much time you want to spend, you can
I will kill all of
find
you
pretty
children.
much
That's
anyone if you decide you want to invest time in it.
No.
Hey, you will leave the orphans alone.
Leave those children.
What's your alignment?
Right. Joke. Excuse me? Get out of here.
I think that
What
should
do
be
you
a
want?
neutral at the very least.
It says
Yeah, well, time
chaotic.
is against us.
Good.
We need help. Let's go into town.
Okay, so we're not gonna go looking around for any of our friends. We're just gonna head on our way.
I actually would like to drop off the
Hey,
cat
could
with
have
Jasper
Martha be watched by your teacher, eh?
You want to drop off the cat with Jasper?
because I don't think
That feels like
I don't know what I'm going to get into when I'm going to the town, but I
Somebody else with my
can't be
badger.
carrying a cat with me this whole
Oh, why don't
outside of the
you?
house.
time. If I can find it. If not,
Why don't
I'm
you? Why don't
carrying
you?
a cat with me.
You know what? Why don't you roll perception to see how quickly you can find him?
Can I aid that?
Nah.
Sure.
Sure.
So I have advantages. Okay, so that's 13 plus my wisdom, which is a 1. So 14.
Sure. I mean, you find him after maybe 5 or 10 minutes.
There you are. Can you please look after this cat for me?
Where did you get a cat?
Where the F
From a
did
burning house.
His name is Smokey.
Its name is Smokey.
Smokey the kitty?
Takes the cat and he's got it like under the front arms and he's like, "Hi, Smokey." And he kind of looks at one of the kids and he's like, "This is Smokey."
Good guy.
Cat's so
Good
freaking
hand.
happy.
And the cat is doing one of these.
I'm going to feel so bad for that cat.
Watch, it's gonna come back and find you in Calamine. Or Calamine.
Just
Did
out
I
of
say
out
that
of the
right?
shadows,
Calamine.
just to look.
Yeah.
Remember,
What did I
only
say?
you can prevent
Did I say
boggler
Calamine?
fires.
Calamine, she was pronouncing it a few ways.
Okay.
Yeah,
I can't English.
Okay.
So let's
So we're on our way.
I'm on
We're
my
on
way
our
now.
way to
We can go.
Calaman.
let's go.
Yep,
Cats in
let's head out.
hands.
Okay. So yeah, you kind of have to walk along the shore a little bit, but you can make your way, and so as you approach the city, statues of Titanic soldiers line Calaman's mighty walls. These ancient stone knights stare into the distance, daring invaders to dash themselves against defenses that withstood even the cataclysm. A disorganized neighborhood of tents and ramshackle structures lines the road to the city's nearest gate.
Like, do the tents belong to the soldiers, or are these just other?
These are just, I mean, no, these are like people that this is kind of where they live. They live outside the city walls.
All right. I didn't know if there was army that had
No.
popped itself.
Oh, these are mostly commoners and that you see anyway. So as you pull up to the gate guards, they kind of stop you. So there's, one of them is kind of this burly looking guy, and he's like, "State your business."
The town has been burned. We bring refugees to your shores. Wish to speak with the mayor.
Okay. So there's a governor.
With the governor.
Yep. Yep, there's a governor here. Well, yes. There was another of your town representatives, well, I guess not all that long ago.
Lord Bacchus, yes. You sent him ahead. Word of the attack.
Seems urgent.
Knew you. Hey, I'm returning
I
back
doubt they know
home.
me personally.
Or they recognize you.
It's a pretty big town, I don't think.
That's true.
So they point toward the castle is where you need to go, and it is, it is not mistakable. You cannot miss this castle. It's a towering structure, and it's sitting on top of like high kind of, I don't want to say cliffs, but like it's
on a strategic hill.
yeah, you cannot miss it. So
Very good at cities.
So even if the imposing Castle Calaman didn't stand atop 100-foot cliffs, it would still tower over every other structure in the city. The path to it rises up the cliffside, overlooked by gigantic statues matching those that line the city's walls. At the path's end, guards stand before an open gate. State your business.
Word from Vogler.
Dire word. Kind of like
Indeed. So he, come with me.
more an idiot. I mean, yeah.
So he leads you across this courtyard, and he takes you to this.
Him right away. All right.
I was planning to do
Why are
it
you
right in
looking at
front
me,
of the
Stabby?
governor.
Smacky, I don't know why.
We are trying to get help for
Right now, they
refugees,
have
and we do not need to befoul our chances.
So as this guard is kind of leading you
The flaming stab, you were the
across
ferocious
the
smack.
paved courtyard of Castle Calaman, a familiar figure intercepts you with an arrogant smile.
Sting.
Bacchus the Younger. And he says,
Mother.
"My father has matters well in hand. We'll be sure to send for you and the rest of the fish folk. We've determined what's best for them."
Well,
I don't think you guys should be disturbing my father right now.
we're not going to see your father. We're seeing the governor. And there are updates to the story that.
Oh yes, he's already meeting with the governor. That's.
I would have imagined he's already met. You two left a fair bit ahead of him.
Oh yeah, he's meeting with them now.
For the first time.
Yeah.
I'd expect since he was so important, he would have been in there faster.
Well, in any case, we must go as well. There is further news you two were not able to witness. We must bring forth. So if you'll excuse us, start moving on the way.
He's like, he kind of looks at the guard and he's like, "They really don't need to go in there. It's fine. My father's got everything covered." And the guard's kind of looking a little bewildered, like, what,
You do not speak for the guard or for the governor.
I'm sure
You're
your
here to
father can
speak to
tell
them,
them
as
all
we
about
are.
the dragon.
Blanche.
The guard is kind of like, the what now?
Yeah. Okay, let's go.
Has Lord Bacchus informed you about this?
Keep my mouth shut.
There.
Has he?
So he's kind of looking a little bewildered, and
Both of them should be looking.
and he kind of says to the guard as he's like, you really need to keep an eye on these ones, and he kind of slinks off.
Well,
Which one?
We do believe it
Bacchus the
should be
Younger.
updated with what's happened, though.
Firebolt his the other side of his mustache.
No, I do
So-
have a nice second little spell.
Is
though,
the
that
governor
could
open for meeting? This news
know what
must
he's
be
thinking,
delivered.
but I don't think I want to.
I mean, the guard just continues to lead you on, and he's got kind of a look on his face like what's going on inside, and you see some people in there, and he kind of announces your arrival, and so there's 8 serious-looking people sitting around a broad table in the middle of a spacious hall. At the table's end, a tall man with plaited blonde hair and a velvet vest of blue and gold stands and greets you. Welcome, guests. I'm Governor Kalof Miat. Calof Miat. Your leader has briefed us on the situation in Vogler. His bold defense and his eagerness to strike back against the invaders. And as he says this, he nods to a man near him, Lord Bacchus, who's kind of glaring at you guys. Tell us, are your people preparing for battle?
I'm afraid the battle has already happened.
I'll let you guys talk.
You were expecting Lord Bacchus to deliver the letter earlier. This is the first time you've met with him just now.
He kind of looks at Bacchus and deliver a letter.
From the mayor of the town. Lord Bacchus is
I-
head of the town.
Oh, so the governor is kind of looking at Bacchus and he's like, well, I believed that your leader was here.
Then you have been misinformed. Our leader's currently on the shores to the west of here with the refugees from Vogler, as the town now burns.
So you, being from Kalaman, are starting to you have some sense of who the people are that are in this room. You know that one of the people that's in this room is Marshal Vendry. This is the leader of Kalaman's military force. Vendry. Marshal Vendry. And then these other people, most of them are leaders of different guilds in the city. So they're I mean, this is like kind of the council for this city. Well, what can you tell us about what has happened then? I mean, please, I'd like to hear your story.
Well,
Would you mind that while you say the words, that I may paint the picture?
just don't go overboard. All right?
I'll try not to.
Minor illusion.
Minor illusion.
Minor artwork.
With the minor illusion.
So,
Well, the night that Lord Bacchus
then we
left,
cast the minor illusion to pretty much, once he starts speaking and telling it, we're going to show the picture of what happened as well.
Okay.
so we'll go back, 2 nights when Lord Bacchus left, right? 2 nights ago, Lord Bacchus and his son left with a letter from the mayor explaining the situation of the army that was at our doorstep and of the traitors, of the mercenaries that had stopped by. The following morning, a herald for the army showed up. Or perish.
Can't take you seriously.
We told them we agreed to the terms and made preparations to evacuate. They were 1,000 strong, and the town had no hope of holding out against them.
1,000-strong army.
Did Lord Bacchus not inform you of what we were up against?
Oh, he mentioned that there was definitely an army, but I don't know that we knew the magnitude of it until just now.
Yes, 1,000 strong, and this was After the mercenary group that had taken part in the battle reenactment that is part of our festival turned traitor and killed a fair majority of the town militia.
Minor illusion of everybody hacking and slashing each other.
So, I mean,
Terrible. That was
like
a
little
little
miniatures.
terrible.
I'm waiting for him to bring up the dragon.
We have
At least got the
a few of the
battle.
mercenaries
helping
did not
each other.
turn traitor.
Like little-
We have one
like
of their
little stick
lieutenants
figure
with the
puppets.
refugees back on the
That
west
would seem
shore if you
better.
need witness to this.
and so Baccarus kind of chimes in and he's like, well, I'm sure that the villagers are going to have a plan to retake Vogler. That is, we must retake our home.
There's no home left.
You know, let's skip to the end now, huh? Let's just show them the burning place that's Vogler right now.
Well, we gotta get to the part with
Oh, the fake.
Dragon.
Well,
I just said
There's
that
a
to get us
show.
in here.
Show
Fast
and tell.
forwarding it. It's
I
important.
mean, it is kind of
after
important.
performing
We'll get there.
a mission to kill the scouts so that the army did not know we were making evacuation, we loaded up most of the townsfolk onto what boats and barges we could, and were attacked during the last hour of our preparations to leave. Have him show battle. We were
With the help
attacked.
of Ellie, we are just showing
What
everything.
remains of the mercenaries and the local knights of Islamia provided a forward defense against them as a distraction to buy us more time.
Clearly, the army split.
The army split, half dealing with the distraction, the other half coming straight to the town. Did not buy us as much time as we thought we had. And we engaged in battle as the last of us retreated into boats. They had brought with them
Siege weapon.
A
a
siege
gnomish siege weapon with the likeness of a dragon. From its mouth it issued great torrents of flame, and they had set
here's my
a
bird
good portion of the town on flame. As these two can attest,
It hurts like hell.
they saw the flames for themselves.
Oh my god, better.
Prestidigitation cleans up nicely. Let me just say that.
But yes,
Still
a
got
fair
a
bit of
burn
the town
mark.
was burning as we were leaving.
Reptilian thingies.
Did Lord Bacchus inform you of the other creatures that were within the army? Of the ringed reptiles?
As I bring up a picture of, as we both bring up a picture each, it's like, oh.
I just mostly see you guys like there, and there's like a space between. It's like, ew.
You
It's
see,
like we're playing charades over here.
you
trying
see
to figure out
Kogan
what they're
speaking,
doing.
and like around him is just the battle scene that's going on.
He mentioned that they
Just
had
flying around his head.
some beasts in their employ.
Yes,
Humanoid.
scaled things, vaguely humanoid, had wings on their back. Killed a few, and they would turn to stone and anything that happened to be next to them.
Show a picture of Ellie and Kogan.
She just gives him a little bit of a
Blanche
face.
being rolled up.
So
in a big
as
ball
you're
and-
saying this, you know, Lord Bacchus is chiming in and he's saying, "Well, of course they took our direction and defended the city as we saw fit, as I saw fit for them to do." And the governor
Yeah,
is
here's
kind of
this.
listening and nodding at this, and
Well, Bacchus, you fled long before the battle began. You were supposed to deliver them the letter as soon as you could. You
I
had 2
I don't know what letter you speak of. This is what letter would I need? You have all taken my direction to make sure that this defense of our town was undertaken properly.
I slammed the haft of my hammer into the ground. You coward.
And so the governor is
name
kind of
was
like,
supposed
please,
to carry
please.
Your name was supposed to carry this letter to the governor. Instead, I find you twisting the tale to your own benefit.
That was signed by the mayor, Raven,
Cudgel.
cudgel,
And
and
lady
Lady
So as you
Backward.
do this, why don't you
Come on.
roll an intimidate?
All of us?
No, just the hammer
Okay,
slammer.
Go, do it.
Come on.
I
girl,
will give
can
you
do it.
advantage beyond all a doubt if I can.
Alright, let's
You should make it echo with variety. I don't care.
why am I blind? Okay, that's gonna be 15 total.
Sure. So as you do that, and the governor kind of, reacts a little bit. Bacchus, like, he kind of he stops talking, but he's got kind of a glare, at all of you.
In any case, the mayor is now outside the city walls, along with the refugees. Again, they can collaborate my story. But we do have the matter that the town has burned, and you now have refugees with almost 400 people outside your gate. We are looking for help with this.
So the governor kind of has a moment of seeming to process the news that you've given him, and he's like side-eyeing Lord Bacchus a little bit as this is going on, and he's kind of got this stern-looking frown on his face, and this is all dire news. My heart goes out to your friends and family. But I hope you can understand our reticence to welcome you all through our city's gates. These aren't normal times. Marshal? So the governor kind of turns to this, it's this stern-looking woman that you know to be Marshal Vendry, wearing armor embellished with the blue and gold of Calaman. She kind of nods and says, I am Marshal Vendry, commander of Calaman's military forces. I'm afraid your situation is far from unique.
We had heard rumors of trouble further out east. But we're
Indeed.
not the only ones to come to your city for help.
And so the other people in the room they're not reacting to this with like any great shock per se.
And they all bore the same, they all came under the banner of the Dragon Queen.
Well, I don't know anything specifically about that. But we've had smaller villages and farms south and east of the city they've been put to the torch over the last few weeks. Vogler is larger than any of these previous reports, these other villages. And yours is the first that has arrived with survivors. We've been sending out patrols. None of them have come back.
Patrol is dead. It's the patrol that we came across from the very beginning.
We did have a report of people coming across our patrolmen and finding strange claw marks on their armor.
Those are the reptilian things we fought.
Actually,
We had found before we came to.
sorry, Lauren just brought up a thing that I wanted to confirm. Are the Knights of Salamia like a governing force? Like
Are they separate from the town's militia, or are they integrated and part of them?
Oh,
Like
they
the
put us
Knights
in
of
calendar.
Salamia.
You probably don't know that.
Is the governor considered a representative from the Knights
No.
of Salamia? Okay.
No.
Oh.
No. The Knights of Salamnia are I mean, they have roles to play. Some of them do in different functions of government, but this particular city only employs the help of knights occasionally because it's essentially incurring an expense to do so. I mean, they have their own military.
They're like a separate religious order almost.
Ish. Yeah. I mean, they're their own thing. They do help protect, places, but I mean, for a lot of places, it comes with a certain amount of investment to get that order to be, they're not mercenaries per se. It's just that they have to survive too, So anyway, I don't know if that answers the question, but yes, this is not knights. Their military is their own city's military.
A lot larger than.
Oh, they have an ample military. I mean, they are a legit force.
Like a small kingdom, even.
Yes. Well, this is the capital of this part of Nightland.
Ah, okay.
So,
Yeah.
And so Marshal Vendry kind of goes on and says, Lord Baccarus and you have provided us the most, this is the most detail that we've gotten on what has happened.
Yeah.
So,
Like I said.
And so as she kind of alludes to the idea that these reptilian beasts, this is the first confirmation that they've gotten of this. And when you talk about the Dragon Queen, this is also kind of the first that they're hearing of this. And when, she kind of alludes to the idea that when Baccarus and now you have talked about this dragon army, this is also the first time that they're hearing about this being a literal military force that's organized like this.
I wonder if they were hiring the other mercenaries to annihilate those villages, just to clear it back.
And so she also, you kind of hear a little murmuring and a little talk, like you hear these different things like and so she kind of explains it to you guys, like, we've been aware of these, I guess you'd call it rumors of war in an eastern nation called Kerr. We just didn't think that was relevant to our lands. What more can you tell me about this enemy? What more can you tell me about these creatures?
Just the minor that we've done this
just
several
minor
times.
illusion. Just keep
minor illusion
showing
of
the
them
physicality
kind
of them.
Yep, how they attack, how they die, what happens when they die.
They turn to stone, you say?
And those around them, they emit some sort of
Like
gas that
a spore
seems to
gas.
paralyze you, then turn you to stone.
It slowly turns you to stone.
It can be resisted, but
But it only lasts for 1 minute. It seems like a minute long for the condition to what happens to you if you are unfortunate enough to turn to stone.
Assuming you're not smashed.
Yeah, that's true. So if you're lucky.
they seem to have a paralyzing effect.
Then starts stony.
We first encountered them west of Vagrin, on our way into town. A few of them seem to have ambushed some knights of Salamia. We found 3 of them dead, with these things over them.
I mean, I've
Apparently they had been raiding local farms.
torn off some of the actual
Three of them
signal.
ran off,
Signia
and only
off
2
the armor,
stayed
so
behind.
Yeah,
I'm
well-
just gonna take
deal
out
with
the piece of cloth that I have with the
So
insignia on.
So the marshal just, may I?
Hand it over.
So the marshal kind of studies this a little bit, and she kind of she kind of shows it to the governor, and the other council members are kind of like leaning up in chairs and craning necks to try to get a look at this. And there's some sort of concerned glances at each other and things of that nature. And the marshal is just...
I'm also
Oh,
going
this-
to pull out the set of, like, I took the, I don't know what they're called in real life, so I don't know what to call them now, but the insignias from the captain that we killed in Vogler, the ogre.
The
I
commander.
Oh, yeah, we took-
Yeah, we took.
I
the,
took her stripes or whatever off of her, and I'm
We
going
can
to
at
just
least say a
set those
commander
on the table
is
as well.
Yeah, and you get the very much the same, like they're all kind of looking at it, and you know, there's some hushed kind of murmuring to each other, talking, whispering to each other, and just you can see the reactions that they're having are of concern. And this is most concerning. I'm truly impressed that you all have not only been able to bring us this, but that you have survived. I mean, this is the first time that we've gotten this sort of information. This is well done. Well done. And obviously you've had a hand in protecting these people.
shoot him from distance.
And you can kind of hear like Lord Baccharis is like kind of grumbling now at all of this. Like when he hears these comments, these comments that are sort of a praise to you, he's kind of grumbling back there.
Just totally ignoring him, not saying anything. Not
Well,
Well,
you
let's see
can't
what he says.
downplay the importance of Lord Baccharis. He did, after all, carry a very important piece of paper. Oh, wait, no, it seems he wasn't able to get that here either.
So,
I was waiting for the marshal
you know,
to say something.
so after you guys kind of give it, walks in over and kind of says something to the marshal, and then walks over to all of you and says, not loudly, like just to this group, like, and Darrett is with you and is kind of eager to hear all this, and we
clanky boy now.
we greatly is a council meeting. Would it be too much to ask for you to wait outside our chamber until we've had the opportunity to speak about this?
Sure thing. Do you want us to get you the mayor?
I mean, if we need the mayor, we'll ask.
Well then, after you, Lord Bacchus.
They are not asking him to leave. Just asking you guys to step outside.
Go for it.
I'm going to. Do I get my things back, or are we coming back in this room?
Oh, sure, they'll hand them back to you.
If Lord Baccharis is to stay, then perhaps another noble scion would be able to join you for the meeting. If this is a nobles only event.
Shrinks just a little bit uncomfortably, but straighten shoulders.
I
Her family might have some sway as well.
I certainly value, like, I don't know, where is your family from? Not here. Somewhere.
Not this
They're
city.
nobles,
Your
but
noble
Well, should we
family
say
from?
this land somewhere?
Yeah.
So the the governor has. Well, I've heard of the Rockette name.
sorry. I think Granny Rackette every time. I'm sorry.
However, I must ask that we have this meeting. I assure you that we will want to reconvene with you.
Very well.
So, I mean, she just kind of
To a rat.
ushers you, and there's a spot that you can wait, like kind of right outside the chamber.
The
So,
water coolers.
How
there.
far is the table from outside the chamber?
what do you mean the table? Like where
Like,
they're
all
sitting?
sitting.
Is it
Oh,
like
I
a
don't know.
round type table? Like,
I mean, I don't know, 40 feet maybe. Why?
Because if it's only 30.
I was going to like subtle spell detect thoughts just so I could keep my thing on Bacchus, just to keep reading his surface thoughts. Because it,
Bacchus of all people to do that.
because then you can at least know
what he's
what
saying.
the hell
There's
he's
nothing
doing.
going on up there.
Something
it's just a
apparently
blank,
is going on.
a blank empty void.
So as
Anyway.
as you guys get out there, you know, like before the governor walks back, Darrett kind of pipes up and says, it is of the utmost importance that we help the people of our town. Please. We need Calaman's help to protect them. And you know, the governor kind of nods at that and, you know, sort of in agreement, but, you know, this is a conversation for them to have.
Best kids.
So the governor just kind of gestures for you to wait and then closes the doors and goes back inside.
Wait.
So
Do I go into
anything that you would like to do while you're waiting?
Where's the younger? The
Not there.
insight. Great. That's exactly what I want.
Oh boy.
We could have stood around in this circle and pushed it
Because
back.
they didn't ask us. They told us to wait
Come
right
here, Martha.
here
No,
until they
come
were
here.
done, right?
They would-
Yeah, it's right. I mean,
middle,
it's like it's
Three
right
steps
outside the
that
chamber.
door.
Is there a nice soft seat to sit on while we're waiting, or are we just standing and waiting?
There's spots that you can sit down.
Is there a guard
No,
outside of the door?
no.
Great. I would like to put my entire face against that door so I can hear.
I mean, I guess roll your perception.
Okay, I'm trying to get this other die out
I'm
of here.
surprised you're not trying to send Martha in there.
What's
Martha's a bit
Martha's
big.
gonna do?
Martha's big.
She's just a badger.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I think that
Martha's not very sneaky.
I mean, I do have
Well, I
speak with
believe
small beasts. But
Someone
she's
here
just
could
angry.
change shape,
yeah, but it's a whole
Yeah,
ass
so,
badger. Like,
if you know a rat.
or maybe something smaller, a small little fly
You
on
said
the wall. might be
perception?
Nice to have.
Yep.
I think she can't do
Oh,
flying.
can't do flying. Well, maybe
Technically.
a spider on the wall.
Face up next to that door,
all it took
and you
was a
got your.
smack
I
on the
assume your
backside of his
ear
head.
to the door, kinda.
well, gnomes have giant ears, so
Yeah.
comparatively.
You hear a couple different voices, and one of the voices that you hear is Lord Bacchus, and
I hope he's getting roasted.
and
Right now.
essentially every time that you hear his voice, you hear him get cut off by the marshal. she's like interrupting him and saying, you know, like,
Go Marshall.
so
I
you
like
can
this Marshall.
basically what you can tell is that the things that he has said have not accurately matched, like the description of some of the things that you guys saw has not matched the description that you guys gave of these different events. And so, like, she's really frustrated because and she's kind of making her points like, we need to be able to defend our people, and this is the nonsense that you give us. And then you kind of hear other voices, and then you hear the marshal kind of say, I understand the information you've given us, and it is ultimately helpful, but why would you mislead us like this? You know, these kinds of. And then Bacchus tries to say more
You
things.
just
Be
couldn't
in jail.
understand my great explanations.
He's gonna be put in
I'm
jail.
not out of touch. Everyone else is.
Based on the voices that you hear, it's like they're not tearing him apart. They're just because they're not losing sight of the fact that he did give them information about the attack, but it wasn't entirely on the up and up.
There's a hanging in the morning. There's a hanging in the morning.
No, they're not.
They're not
no.
mad.
He's
They're
not,
just
he's not
disappointed.
traitor.
That's
The
worst
marshal
kind.
is like kind of heated about it.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Anyway,
Marshall's my new friend.
so this kind of goes on for about a half an hour, and the council, you can hear them adjourn their meeting.
I will definitely back the fuck up from before anyone.
Still flipping through.
So the
Sitting on my chair.
so the chamber doors open,
They're
and
doing my ear.
the chamber doors open, and most of the council members kind of file right past you, and they're just kind of on their way to their next business. And Marshal Vendry,
Now I can understand why you don't like nobles, Jessica.
Marshal Vendry beckons to you from the door,
Talk, no action.
and the governor and Lord Baccarus remain seated. And as you enter, the governor kind of bids you all to sit.
My knights at the round
Right
table.
across.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of settled in there.
I just right across from him.
Oh yeah, poor Blanche. She's a little bigger than the rest of us.
Well, they have,
Just a
yeah,
bit.
they have a chair. I mean, so by the way, these council members are like mostly humans and dwarves, is kind of the bit. Anyway, in a decisive tone, Governor Miat says, the citizens of Calaman are prepared to offer your people shelter in the neighborhoods outside the city wall. The protection of our soldiers, and while we can spare it, food from our tables. And then he kind of folds his hands and he fixes his eyes right on you guys. There is a condition, though. Our leaders are concerned about the threat of the Dragon Army. We don't have enough information about them. And the scouts that we've sent out haven't been able to bring us any. You faced this foe, saved an entire village from its attack, and made it here. In return for us, our protection, we would like for, and this is all of you and Darrett, we would like for you to report to Marshal Vendry as special operatives in Calaman's military. I realize that this is, you may need to discuss this, and I would like you to do that, but I will offer you a chance to speak with the marshal about this.
You want us to speak with her?
She's here. She's sitting right here.
Oh, I thought you said in the morning, so that's what I was
No.
going to ask.
No, his report to the.
The marshal,
And the marshal kind of just says, I'll answer any questions you have, but please take the time that you need to decide.
Well, it'd be nice to know what you'd ask of us to do as special operatives.
Yeah.
I am all for taking down this new foe. It has cost me far more than enough.
But none of us
Gladly
came
strike
here
at
to
it.
get into the middle of the war.
Well, my only expectation is that at least one of you swear yourselves into the service of our military. Though all of you are welcome.
Ever? Or
No,
like,
until the threat is over.
Okay.
200 years.
You'll be.
Like, oh, there's the,
I'm
There's
knocked
the
out. I'm a
politics.
human.
there's the politics I haven't missed.
What is the conditions for release from this service?
the end of the threat.
Just until this
Once
threat
this
has
threat
ended.
is over.
And is that something
contract is
you
Specifically,
determine?
the Dragon Army.
I mean, that is what is threatening Calaman.
What my friend here is trying to make sure is that if all of a sudden another threat shows up that isn't the Dragon Queen, after we defeated the Dragon Queen.
Do you have expertise with any of these other threats?
You say defeated
Oh, Jed,
the
dear,
dragon
they were
queen.
digging it whole. Hush.
Huh?
I was trying to point out the fact that he's making sure that you aren't just stuck
Are
in
we
a continuous
bringing
loop.
these refugees
There's ways to ask.
to a
and
place
that's
that's
not
not safe?
I think the area outside of our walls is far
Don't
safer
blame me,
than
dear, I'm just saying.
wherever
It's a
they are
little-
now.
It's a
Fishing town
dance.
Vogler that we
You don't give up the
haven't had an actual battle in
Not my kind
for
of
so long.
dance.
Sorry, I'm not very loud today either. Town in the city walls of Vogler. How can you guarantee that we are any safer here?
Does
those
Vogler
refugees?
have a military?
No.
Not anymore.
No, we have a militia.
They went to
But
Volunteer.
And she's like,
You know,
Do you realize?
like
I feel very confident in the strength of our military force, if that's what you're asking.
I'm not. I mean no disrespect, but we come here, having just escaped hell, with a town full of refugees, 300 people plus, and you're telling us now that you've been hearing of other attacks in nearby cities for over
Not nearby
3 weeks?
cities, farms, villages.
Area, nearby areas of this town, of this city, and this is the first we're hearing of it. Was no one sent to Vogler to inform us?
We had no idea that Vogler was under such a threat.
I'm asking if Calaman is under such the same.
Well, now I think we need to consider it to be that way. If what you say is true.
So are our refugees safe here?
This is the safest spot. I don't know what you're getting at. This is a walled city. The only one.
I would like to point out one thing to you, Kogan.
If you do not
The
feel
refugees will be outside the walls.
if you do not feel that this is safe, your refugees do not need to stay here. But I feel like given the other options, this is far safer than what they would be anywhere else. I mean, I'm telling you that our soldiers are going to help protect them.
Again,
They offer
No.
their food and shelter.
again, no disrespect is meant. But we have just survived evacuating this entire city of Vogler, and I just don't want to have to do it again. That's all.
So Derek kind of pipes up and says, I don't think that we can refuse any aid that they're willing to give.
We are not in a position to ask for more. This is the best we can ask for. This is a walled city with an army. They're giving us what food they can spare.
And perhaps perhaps our people can ply their trades and find better accommodations. We just need somewhere to be that protects our people as best as we can. Do you think that there is a better place for them?
I don't know.
At the moment, this is the best that we can
I
hope
understand.
for.
I understand your worry.
And I appreciate the concern for our people. I am also greatly concerned. I just don't know of a place that would be better.
Ellie doesn't know what else to do. She just doesn't want to have to evacuate this entire city worth of people again and again and again and again.
Oh, just with you.
Because now it seems like the entire eye of this army is facing Calaman.
Adria's
And they've
second
been hearing
time
about other
basically
attacks for 3
surviving
weeks.
a home being lost.
So she's a little.
Perhaps we can help make them safer.
I mean, the marshal says, I don't mean any disrespect to Vogler or its people, but the military force that is possessed in this city that I lead is drastically greater than the force that Vogler possessed. I do not intend to take this enemy lightly, given what they have done to your town. But I feel like they would be incredibly brazen to just try to breach our walls with our force here. They would need a stronger force than that to overcome us.
So it comes down to our lives for theirs. To help them protect your people. To getting you the information that you need.
If you do not
sign
win,
on to help your people, and you will protect ours.
we will offer protection to the citizens of Vogler, yes, but the condition is that we need your help.
One of us needs to be a part of the special ops.
You have far greater experience against this enemy than any of our soldiers.
Jezebel just she quietly nods to herself.
If you are true to this word, and you mean to use us to help bring fight to this foe, then by Rerex, I will help you. I will join your Milta with the express purpose to combat this foe.
Now, I do have a question. If we are part of this special operative force, and we are out in the field, how are we supposed to get the information back to you? Besides walking, Jet.
Minor illusion, just someone walking. Horseback now.
That's it. I'm kicking you in the shin.
Well, I imagine we'd be operating in and out of the city. We'd be coming here and out to various
But I
places.
mean, if it's more than walking distance, like we're miles and miles and weeks from here, if that comes down to it, how are we supposed to get that information to you?
I would ask no more of you than I would ask of anyone in the service of our city. And that, therefore, if we ask such a task, then our resources are at your disposal.
All right, where do we sign up?
Only one needs to.
So
Only one of
that's
us
really
needs
the
to.
question.
Really?
Ultimately, is because Darrett is absolutely willing to sign up, and so it's just a question of anybody else that is intending to swear into the service of the military, at least until this threat is at an end.
What's the benefits
Oh, I thought this
package?
was like an all or nothing sort of thing. Like all of us had to be
What's
in
the
it.
insurance
No.
policy?
No, we have
Good
till
knowledge of
morning
this, if that counts.
Oh,
to make that
So.
decision.
okay.
One of us is going to say, like,
So she's
the
gonna
pay?
add like more. Great question. You get 5 steel a week.
that's pretty good.
Any
You get
housing?
lodging at Castle Calaman.
How about dental or health?
That's no. Stop breaking the fourth
You will
wall.
have a rank, which, upon description, is essentially like a
Like
lieutenancy.
auxiliaries.
It's higher than a typical soldier, but below their commanders.
Is there chances for
We're
upgrades,
auxiliaries to the military.
promotions?
Jet.
That probably depends on you, Jet.
If
If
you
you're
want
gonna-
to join them proper, then go
going
ahead.
to drain the information out of this.
Unless you're
The
gonna
signing on
stab
is
someone in the
auxiliaries to
freaking
help
knee
them
and
with this
kill them.
threat.
Special ops.
If you want to work your way through the ranks, then you should join them
What
properly.
are some of the resources that we would be allowed to use?
Any that we have,
Any that, yeah. Okay.
within reason.
Do you have? Never mind. I will ask that at a later time.
Well, I imagine research into this enemy will be most necessary.
Oh.
So perhaps
Send me to your nearest library if that comes to the case. Huh?
perhaps part of it will be part of the information gathering would be research into that sort of thing.
Yes.
Another bit is I imagine you'll have some horses available. The
If you-
scouting will likely mean we are moving quite a bit. So
If-
we'd like to
if-
be part of the package.
If the tasks that I have for you require it, then by all means.
Mind if I ask you one question? Do you know where Winnan is probably located at here in this town? Black Earl Winnan?
Indeed.
Indeed, you.
You're not going to let me know, are you?
What do you mean?
Where is he located at? In this town, where? Do
Oh.
you know where he's located at?
She.
She. I'm going to look at this map now. I don't see Indeed.
Yes, I know where her shop is located. Yes,
Anyone else signing up?
she'll tell you.
Might as well.
I don't think we have choice.
Well,
Oh.
again, you don't need to. Only if you.
I'm going to use the banyo while you guys discuss, and then if
I
you
think
come
it's
up with
more
questions,
he
you can let me know.
promises to work for them, and then we all tag along on his missions if
I
we
mean-
want.
I am actually going to join up.
I might as well too.
Because that is some resources
Mostly
I'm not going to let
because-
out of my grasp.
This is how I protect my clansmates. Vogler became my new clan after my initial one I was born in
I accidentally kicked my mini
was
planet
destroyed
thing down.
by gnolls and goblins.
I myself.
Lost everyone in that, except for my father until years later down the road they come after my father again, and it was a small clan, but
I myself am sick of losing friend and mentors. I'm more than willing to bring the fight to this Dragon Queen's army.
Either way, we're going to have to work with these people, so we might as well just have access to their resources while we can.
yep. That's
I didn't come here to start or enter or be part of a war, but at this point, I don't think any of us have a choice.
yeah.
Somehow we've become heroes.
You don't have to join. You can just tag along with us. Help us with the missions, and if something you find
Five
objectionable
still,
happens, you can leave. You need not take part and be sworn to them.
I've been in the Navy before.
I have a lighter? No.
I don't think much of it.
It's
I'm
true.
not swearing another oath.
Yeah, grandmother tanned my hide.
I forgot I actually have
Mother would
check about it.
kick my ass if I joined the soldiers.
Oh, okay.
Granny.
Fine. I can be the sole one to
I
sign
will
up.
help.
I'm
and I
joining up with you.
will sign
Like I
up.
will definitely assist.
The rest of
but
you can
Oh,
retain your
swearing
freedom.
an oath is a different story.
Sure.
She will join us as well.
Well,
Edwin.
Four of us are signing up.
you're signing up as well.
Again, we might as well have access to the resources while we.
That and a little bit of extra pay goes a long way.
It'll help.
Of course,
Okay.
my money that I get.
Have you
when I
all
go to
reached
the-
decisions?
Jasper.
I was just gonna say.
Do you have more questions?
We know where you're spending your money.
Most of it.
Four of us
Can
will
we
s-
just insight check this whole situation? They're actually going to let us out of the military at the end of this.
I have a strong feeling they
sincerely
will,
offer this
but
is-
I can roll an insight check if I'm allowed to.
Who's gonna roll an insight? Here's what I would like
You're the
to
one
avoid.
questioning.
I would like to avoid you thinking about rolling an insight check and somebody else rolling an insight check.
You should roll insight. She was questioning it.
Yeah.
I will.
Yeah. So my question is, they're going to let us the heck out when we're done with
Roll an insight check if you want.
Would you like to borrow my proficiency?
I too have proficiency.
16.
Yeah, you think that she's being sincere
Remember,
about
my
that.
character's all about grabbing information. Of course I gain proficiency in insight. No.
So the four of us are willing to sign up.
What four? Who are the four?
Jet,
You four are willing to sign up,
Yes.
Alok, and myself are willing to sign up.
and Darrett is signing up too. You out of here, Jake? No, I'm stepping out. Okay.
We would ask that you give us again till tomorrow morning to officially start. We need to bring word
Oh.
back to the village, and I have business.
You have time. I would let you.
She sign up with you, correct?
No.
Or are you doing it now?
She's just gonna take your oaths now. And then when you give your emblem with the blue and gold symbol of Calaman etched onto its face, and it's a symbol of your rank, and you do not get the pay for it. However, as companions of members who are in the service, you have all of, essentially, except for the command structure, you have the perks. Like, you can stay in the castle, and you can use their resources as part of the group that's going to do these things. Very well. And thank you. This is... I must say, I mean, I am impressed with what you've been able to accomplish to this point, and you will no doubt be a tremendous help to our efforts to repel and ultimately defeat this enemy.
Well then, since you would lend us your resources, I'm going to grab my emblem and channel some divinity through it.
Okay.
The gods are returning to these lands.
Look at his face. I'm sorry.
I mean, that's a
Here
pretty
we
big
go
one to
again
drop.
mentally, but physically he's like,
It's like mic drop. Surprise, Dragon
Paladin,
Army.
y'all.
Surprise. Gods are coming back.
Visions have haunted me of the battles that have happened and have yet to come. Urix has shown himself before me.
So,
I would gladly, as his herald, help you and take your help to defeat this foe.
great DM here. He's heard this multiple times, and yet he pretends he has not heard it once.
I'm surprised each time.
so the governor is a little awestruck, and the marshal as well, a little awestruck, and they both kind of have a little glance at each other, and the governor says, "Well, what better weapon against an enemy of this nature than the force of the gods returning? Whatever power you wield on their behalf, I greatly hope."
Just to draw attention would return, but to also lend weight to the threat. There's a reason these gods are returning now. And there's a reason these armies bear the sigil of the Dragon Queen. I wish you both to take this threat as seriously as possible.
We take you at your word, and I believe that we will rely upon you very much in these coming times.
Well, thank you. Then, shall we on our way?
So, the governor kind of gives the marshal some. It's essentially a direct order to dispatch guards to help the refugees relocate to lodgings outside of the trade gate. And the marshal asks you guys to come to her office on the second floor of the castle whenever they're ready, whenever you guys are ready, to learn more about your position and your first duties. But until then, make sure that your people are safe, and if you need to familiarize yourself with the city a little bit, by all means do that as well.
Should bring Warren back to the villages first, and then I think it'd be a good opportunity to explore the town. If none of you have been here before.
But I do have one stop that I need to do eventually.
So-
Definitely gonna have to get used to city life for the moment.
So are we heading back to our
Going
refugees?
back to our
Yes, we'll
homes.
meet with you in the morning.
Our
then.
homies.
Until then, may Rix's blessing be upon you.
So
Peace.
Like, oh man, I can feel it.
Peace and groovy love.
and she sort of
Sorry, man.
she sort of says she when you say that you're going to report back in the morning, she says take all the time you need. I understand the gravity of your situation and the need to yeah. So we're heading back, right? And when we get there, Raven
Good God, I hope Chaos
meets
does
you
not-
guys.
Oh boy, guys, who gets to tell her?
Tell who?
Raven,
About
that
what Lord
Baccarus just
idiot
impersonated
Baccarus
her?
did.
You know, I think you really want to tell her. I have this feeling that you want to be the
You
one.
have this
that's-
anger, and this is a good way to
I
express
think I'll enjoy it more.
I would enjoy it a lot, but I think Ellie would really enjoy it as well.
I hope you back up.
You'd be very vocal.
You can be.
I think it's more important just
So
to be
so
blunt in this.
Baccarus was there for this meeting that you had, by the way.
Yeah, he's grumpy. Being
And as you guys head back, like he doesn't head back with you.
Oh, you don't
We
want to
should
swear
have
the oath of service?
just Blanche just grab him and drag him.
Oh dear Lord!
No,
Don't try
I
to
think
get
they
us
think him a
somewhere.
fool enough.
Yeah. The general in
He'll
particular.
take the same position he did in Vogler. An outsider, just hanging around.
So
Something about a name and a title.
the mayor, Raven, meets you. What news?
Bring some good news. The city of Calumet is willing to help shelter, and at least what they can spare provide some provisions.
And protection for, with their knights and
The guard is
military.
coming out to help reload people into what shelters they can outside the city.
Excellent news. What of Baccarus and his son?
Do you wish to tell him?
I'm more than willing to tell her.
I will tell her if you would like me to, but only if you prefer that I do it rather than yourself.
If anybody else wants, just thrown it away the second you get out of town.
In the river.
But that
The particulars
it
aren't
wasn't
important.
delivered. He impersonated being the leader of our dear city of Vogler to this council of Calaman, giving them false information, inadequate information from what he was given.
Pretty much saying that he came up with the idea of how to defend the town, and that he would go and see if he could get some more help to defend the town even more, and maybe even push back and eradicate the enemy.
Sorry.
And then we showed up and basically told them all that Vogler is burning.
We toppled his house of cards.
He was actually in
His
his initial
house,
meeting
probably.
with the governor when we arrived.
Mm.
I don't know what he was doing in the meantime, but evidently he did not hurry
He was
himself.
walking 30 miles. So that
Don't worry, I can kick you.
a bit of
No, I
time
know,
for
I
him to
just-
sober up.
Well-
The grains
Had a
and
horse.
salt and all
It would have
that
been
stuff
just as
from
fast as the
my
boats.
Probably couldn't go in a straight line though.
It's like he does like his ale.
He had servants.
And so Raven, I mean, as disappointing as that is, it sounds as though Calaman is ultimately still willing to help us.
Yes.
Yes, they did not take his word.
Entered that room to be announced and heard.
They know what game they were playing, and they failed.
Yep.
I don't think the council will take them too seriously after this. But we should take note not
Marshall.
to send the backers ahead of us to bring any sort of word again. At least
Fair
they
enough.
succeed.
I haven't seen him, so
Oh, he decided not to come
Probably
with us.
Yeah, he's not comfy in the castle.
Unless you'd like to, we could bring him here if you'd like.
I have much greater things to worry about at the moment.
Because I didn't want to actually bring him.
In the meantime, we're in the military now.
Oh,
I love how she
One-
casually says that.
okay, I'll let you do this.
All of you are in their military?
Oh,
No.
Some of us have taken it upon ourselves to deal on the town's behalf. Apparently, they'll only help Vogler if we
And
act
at
as a
least
strike
one-
force and do all sorts of shady shenanigans.
They asked us to be part of their guard to work with them to help deal with the coming threats of the Dragon Queen's army, at least until the threat is dealt with, in return for sending aid or aiding the people of Vogler.
But in all honesty, though, the reason why they said that as well was because we are the only ones who have survived such an attack and actually saved pretty much the majority, or almost the whole town.
Not only that, we are the only ones that survived
Shakir's
a
mother.
killing
That's-
these things
yeah.
as well. We know what
So
we're
they
up
figured we
against.
would have the best chance to be a special unit to figure out information about them and maybe eventually lead to the downfall of that army.
Well, your willingness to continue to help us is greatly appreciated and truly astounding. I can't thank you enough.
Yes. If they are
And access to outside of the castle. They seem to
I'll
be
still
rather
go
quick
hunting.
to provide us with resources, but
That's what I do best.
and not all of us have signed up.
Yeah,
A
not
few
all
of us have remained independent.
They'll be looking at the budget and it's like, why does this special task force need all of these tents and like barrels of
14
grain?
chickens.
Yeah, and we're
How
just
often are they having banquets?
we're just taking it out to feed the town.
We can't afford this.
Well, anybody have anything else they particularly at this moment want to do besides just assisting villagers?
I will help assist villagers, but I'm getting my cat back first. Poor Smokey. I remember the image of the poor cat's face before I left is just in my brain. Like, I must save him.
I'll be helping the family of Colleen Stark.
Time to find them, and you
What
can
about Granny?
assist them as you see fit.
He's a sturdy old bird.
I like how you're trying to avoid Granny Raquette.
Did we get paid our
I'm
first
worried
time
about
steal?
Granny Rocket.
I am worried about Granny.
Oh,
Cat. Same time.
Just a second. I heard that
Who
question.
made
Now I'm
popcorn,
curious.
by the way? Something smells like popcorn.
Well, there's a popcorn maker right behind you.
Oh, okay.
I mean,
Okay, they did make popcorn.
And I would not
Yes.
probably suggest eating that popcorn right
I'm not.
tough
I
old
was just
bird,
like,
and she's
what the
gonna
heck?
go help people. Probably be high the whole time.
Oh no, I just smelt it. I was like, I'm smelling
now. Oh, in
popcorn.
that case, I'll be
She's
fine.
gonna feel great, and make sure anybody who's in her company feels great too. I mean,
We just haven't seen her since evacuation, so.
Leon Hines killed the groove.
I told you he did that.
The
I
Granny
She didn't
Rocket
catch that when you
managed
did
to
it. I
put
did,
them
and when I rewatched it,
Oh.
I'm like,
Yeah,
He
I
did
can
do that.
I can do that, apparently.
in
she was
Maple.
like, wait, he did what? I'm like, yeah, he killed Grandma's Buzz.
Oh yeah,
By
That's
the power of
right.
Granny
be
Rock
sober.
had sneaked
And then she
Ruined
became
my
this.
groove.
Just means she's gotta find it again.
She had the flower.
I'm
face.
sorry, but you ruined the Emperor's
So-
groove.
Flying squirrel.
The way, so you do get paid in advance, but the way that you guys will be able to do that is on the first day that you're reporting for duty. You can go to her clerk and get that.
Yeah.
So they didn't give it to you immediately upon taking the thing, but the first day you report for duty, then
Go talk to the treasurer.
That's all right.
Makes sense.
We'll talk to the marshal
Gotta go to
first and
HR.
figure out where everything is.
Wait. GR, DR,
Wait,
ER,
if
and HR.
Huh?
Instead of going to human resources, you have to go to gnome resources, dwarf resources, elf resources.
I am human resources.
That's racist. I'm
Actually-
not just an elf. I'm a wood elf.
Do they have specific wood elf and other elf resources?
It's just
There's a
that's
whole
it.
It's a
elves
different tree.
Can it
resources
just be
department.
like the
Actually,
PR
if I'm remembering
department,
correctly,
people resources?
Oh, that's a good
Citizens
idea.
resources?
They are.
Ooh,
Once
we
you
get
get
to meet
people moved
Colin's
back
parents.
towards Calaman, I'm going to pay
So-
attention to this. It's been too long.
Sorry.
oh, you didn't have anything?
Interrupt people, but the only reason that I asked that was I would like to find the two teenage kids.
You're going to apologize, right?
Shut up.
commence the emote.
You can't. I mean, how hard do you want to look?
Commence.
I will find them. That is that. So
Okay.
Tell me how long I have to look before I find them.
If you're willing to look for an hour, you can find them.
Okay, great. I find them.
Yep.
Great.
What are they doing?
What, yeah, like, what is, how, I'm not like immediately approaching. I'm gonna like stand off a little ways.
So
Well,
you're
no,
trying
in
to.
the
So you're trying to stalk them a little bit. I'm just wanting to know if
I
you're
do
trying
not
to be.
want to murder these children. Oh my god.
Well, here's what I want to know.
I just
Here-
want to know what
Rank
they're
of the
doing.
military.
Here's what I want to know. Are you just trying to direct approach them, or direct find, or are you trying to be a little sneaky about it? What are you trying to do?
I assume that I don't just run face first into them, and I'm like 30 feet away, and I just want to know what they're doing so that I can then approach.
How about this? How about this?
Without
My brain is
spooking
tired.
them.
How about this? If you're not, just roll your perception. We'll see. We'll see if you notice them before they notice you.
No.
Just tell me what you rolled.
Perception? I mean, the total is 8.
An 8? All right. Yeah, let's see if they notice you. Okay. So when you see them, you're about 30 feet away from them, but they have seen you first.
That's fine.
And when you notice them, they are like waiting to see if you come toward them, kind of.
Okay, as soon as I see them, I'm putting the stick down
On the ground?
between my feet.
On the ground, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Between my feet.
Like you're making a whole show of this, like that
Yep.
you're like taking the stick out and you're like setting it down.
I mean, no threat.
My foot is on top of it.
No threat.
Bury that hatchet.
I'm gonna go into my coin purse. Shake it a little bit so it makes noise. Like
One of
one
each.
in each hand.
Where did that creepy white cart come from behind her? I want to know this.
What?
So you
Oh,
Here I am because my foot is on top of my staff because I don't want to walk away and have the staff disappear.
okay?
Here, kitty kitties.
So they kind
Like
of
some free steel.
Kneel down,
Always trust a gnome and a big white man.
put my finger on top of each
With the
of
badger
them,
driving.
as far away from me as possible.
hashtag
so about a
badger
foot.
driving. Yes.
Please
Yes.
take my
Okay.
humble offerings.
Okay, I'm gonna leave my fingers on top of them, but I'm gonna like sit my butt down on the ground.
And wait. So they're kind of
Start in the crowd of people watching it.
they're kind of whispering to each other, and then they kind of
I
both
just don't want somebody else to like walk past.
they
and
both kind of stand up,
Good luck.
and they start
My lucky steel coin.
they start walking over. And as they're walking over, the one kind of takes this piece of jewelry and like stuffs it into his shirt,
Yeah, that's fine.
and then
Isn't that the trailer you gave him?
Yeah, that's fine.
they get about 5 feet away from you, and they're kind of
I'm just like
5
I'm
feet
very
away
far
from
away, but I
me,
can at
like
least
my
see
staff,
this.
my person,
Just-
or like
I see
from
like
the
a gazelle
coins?
going
the
to a water
coins.
hole.
so
Level
6
of
feet away
fear.
from you.
And then there's the line right in the water.
It's like there's a croc in
Does the
there.
other
Yeah.
kid still
It's
look?
gonna.
They're
get
both
me.
they're both there.
Okay,
Both
fine.
terrified.
Does the other kid that I whacked still look like he has a muzzle? Or like, is he still hurt? It's been 45 minutes, I know, but
He's still
you know.
Oh, he's still. I mean, now he's got. It's not so much here or here. It's like right here. You can see it. Like you got him.
Chow.
And like as you're looking and checking that out, like somebody kind of walks right by you and looks at the kid and is like, "Jesus, what happened to your face?"
And the kid points to her.
You're not the DM, shut up!
Is Jesus
No, but
canon?
I'm like right here.
Is Jesus canon in this setting?
I just well, and,
Oh God! Oh God!
it's a quote from Tommy Boy. I'm sorry.
Okay. Anyway. Okay. Slowly take my finger off of the coins, and I'm going to take out my herbalism kit.
You're taking out your what?
My herbalism kit.
Oh, okay.
Kids.
So like the one kid turns to the other and is like, "See, I told you, Richard."
His name is Richard.
Richard and Jeffrey.
Oh boy.
And so
Guys, that's the name of my GPS. Okay.
so they kind of lean down like they're gonna take the coins, and they take them,
Fine.
and they're like they kind of get like a few inches away, and then they both do the same move. They're like they like grab them real quick, like,
Okay.
and then they're backing up.
Okay. I'm gonna open it so
Mousetrap.
that they can see what. Like, I'm assuming that people know what an herbalism kit looks like when, like, what a first aid kit looks
I'm
like,
sure
right?
every 14-year-old knows this.
Well, you as a human being know what a first aid kit.
I don't know what the formal education.
All right, let's
system
just
is.
see
Right?
let's see what they recognize.
They've lived in the town with Granny Rocket. Come on now.
That is
Those
true.
are different herbs.
So
I meant for the injuries.
so Richard
No, they'd know Granny for that.
Yeah.
he looks at it and he's like, kind of okay. Jeffrey looks at it and has kind of this puzzled look on his face, and then looks at you and looks at it and looks at you and goes,
Not this kind.
You gotta
But
go
it
find
can make
Granny
that
Raquette.
better.
Funny Granny Raquette.
And I would like to offer to assist to fix
Traumatic
his face.
situations.
roll
It
persuasion.
is.
A persuasion?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to persuade them.
You do the same thing I do.
We're going to see if this is to see if they trust you.
You whacked them
They
in the head
don't!
out of anger. You got to persuade them to come to you.
Can I at least have advantage because I gave them a steel piece?
Sure.
That's good because that's a 3.
That's
Persuasion?
Yeah.
I need to give you my
I love
charisma
that
or
part.
something.
16.
Okay.
Take my plus
Yeah, they're willing to let you work on Jeffrey.
Can I make a medicine check now?
Sure.
I'll try to make like a, not like a goopy disgusting salve, but some kind of ointment, maybe.
Sure.
For his well
Find out how sticky it
If I see any of this happening, I kind of want to
Okay.
approach this to make sure nothing weird's going on.
Perception. Well, wait. What are you doing in this
I was
time?
helping the family move their stuff towards the
Oh.
If I happen across them,
Nope.
all right, fair enough.
Fair enough.
17?
Sure. Yeah. Seems like it's helping.
And like use the ends of my finger. Like I'm not like just real awkward. Just yeah.
Like,
I mean,
You rolled a 17.
Why did you name your cat that?
Look,
a thumb swipe.
look. You're using a different
salve,
skill
and you're just like,
than the one that you used when you punched a guy to death through the balls.
okay,
You did that.
Not know
Not
this.
this hand. Use this.
Death hand.
she did douse herself in a river though in between now and then. But yeah.
You did it. You did
Like a
it.
cap
You helped
a
him.
little bit there.
All right.
He
Are they
doesn't
still, like,
feel any better,
skittish?
but like, did I make it better?
A little bit.
I hope you asked that.
Okay.
Are you asking that?
I'm asking that of you. I don't know if that
Oh,
means
it's
I
so
get a
hoping.
response.
I mean, you did a good job. Like
Is
the
it-
look
can
that
I-
they.
Can I like go for like?
Oh, you want to do a
nuts?
little mini fist bump?
Yeah. Like I'm a tiny gnome. Tiny gnome fist
Yeah,
bump.
but tiny gnome smacks with
So
sticks.
as you put your fist out,
Just like look, like I'm like
they've seen a monk before. They know what a monk does. So you
but
put
my stick is underneath of me.
Unarmed strike.
so you kind of
Okay,
put your
but I don't like move forward. I just like
Reach
raise
out with
it
your
like
hand like
this.
this, like, ah.
sure you move you
Not
move your
threateningly.
fists out and
like I'm not like
They run
in
straight
a
for the-
aggressive motion at all.
They just leave.
so Richard so he kind of reaches out and gives you a little knuckle bump and then Jeffrey is like little knuckle bump.
Okay. I do not make any forward motion. I let them come to me.
Roll damage.
Exit
It doesn't
stage right.
It's all right.
Trying to trip him.
Yeah, true.
Perhaps the only time your fists have not been lethal.
Is this?
All right.
Steve-O broke
We've
his nose
reconciled
on
with
Tyson's
Richard and
family
Jeffrey.
quiz.
Okay, great.
If anything has been done this campaign or today's session, it is we reconcile with the kids we smacked.
Well, we.
is a strong word.
It is.
You stabbed a man to death. We were interrogating.
I will keep an eye if I see Rose.
Totally worth it to make you roll your damage.
Hitting him in the balls. Don't bring that up to me.
What's that?
That was the point, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Onward.
You were just trying, like, I'm gonna get information. Check this out. Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't think
And
the
that
kids
person
know
was,
about.
and that
I
person was
just
saying,
know it's
"Ah,
for
no,
damage."
you ain't intimidating. How about a knife in your leg? Is that intimidating enough
And
for you?"
dead.
Oh shit, he's out.
I just rolled.
Way to
I
go.
have zero.
Dead.
So not only do I have +0 to my charisma, but that's also your intimidation check. So like I suck.
I didn't even roll an intimidation on that. That was an attack.
Okay. So,
You're like, I'll fumble it.
anyone else have any specific thing they want to do
Actually, no, I didn't even roll.
now? Okay.
That's right.
I will just throw in that I'm also giving 3 steel pieces to my teacher friend that I've lived with to help her get started with fighting.
Sure.
See her again. I'm going to ask her if she actually apologized to the child.
Do I see him again?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, you're gonna see him again
Did you
at some
say you're
point.
sorry to the children?
are you just gonna ask that straight out, or are you gonna?
Yeah,
let
if
me-
I see you, because I knew you left to say sorry, but I don't know if you
I love
actually
dwarves'
did.
blunt and straightforwardness. I just love it.
I love the dynamic between these two people.
Because I know
Can I
you
have
get.
that back, please?
My herbalism
Because I
kit.
know enough that you get excited about things and you forget to maybe actually do them. Did you say sorry to the kids?
I made him feel better.
That's
Did
a
you say
form of
sorry?
Gave
apology.
me a fist bump.
Did you apologize? apologize to them.
I made his face feel better.
Okay, listen. I really hope the mic is picking up this this commentary.
So
I made him feel better.
what I'm hearing
And he gave
Here,
is that you did not actually apologize correctly to the person you whacked in the
Thinking that
face.
hits it.
Sometimes actions speak louder than hurt him back.
That's that doesn't sound great hearing it out loud.
That's the bare minimum
good.
for a fist bump.
yeah, I can clearly hear.
Like
So yeah, you can hear the.
that's like normal people don't. That's a very low bar to set. I'm saying with that one. But- small steps.
To what?
Ninetales. Oh, Rama. Yeah, I couldn't think of his name, but I knew what he was from.
Small steps to what?
He feels better.
He feels better.
Small steps
Well.
to kindness. Or is it
the
to
small
mankind?
If I
steps.
don't speak, I don't have to roll charisma.
Yeah.
If you ever need someone to
Persuasion
talk
by
to
body
help
movement?
get your emotions out, I'm open.
You don't probably want to train with me, so that's nice. Thank you.
At least for his knees, you actually have to aim down.
I'm
Not really. He's only an inch taller than me.
I'm open for
All
sparring
these
sessions,
humans are
just
like
not right now.
your eye level. You're smacking their knees.
Yeah, we're almost the same height. You'd actually have to get my knees. You have to go down a little bit.
Yeah.
Ellie, the knee buster.
He says I want to go over his knees.
Your past actions, they speak louder
I
than
was
words.
good. Yeah.
Oh.
And it's
Just
come.
aim differently next time.
Change it up.
I would gladly spar with you
Good God.
at a later date. We have
Great. Push-up contest.
Oh boy.
I'm not right now.
All right.
I'm saying later.
once we get the
When
whole.
you guys go to beauty pageant, I'll worry about it then. I'm not even part of this conversation, to be honest.
We're just hearing bits
Okay,
of this
so you-
conversation.
Onward.
So Jet, you find a couple of kids are playing with Smokey,
The poor cat.
and the cat's kind of just eating it up.
Okay, in that case, I'm not going to take them away.
Okay.
But I will help out the kids and Jasper. I'm going to give Jasper a five steel to help out with.
Oh, keep your money.
You sure?
I have plenty.
All right.
Jasper's a little. What, he's a dwarf, right?
Inside check.
Okay, he's a little rich.
You're gonna insight check Jasper.
Why would you
Okay.
do that?
Okay.
Make sure that he's got enough.
So-
No, that's not.
Angry, mistrustful little.
So unless we're doing anything else specific or anybody else has any specific plans, after a couple of hours, several wagons and soldiers from Calaman arrive. And they've got food, they've got supplies, and they start helping the people most in need.
We got all that spare
I guess-
timber from the raft we could use
I guess
to
while
help make shelter.
some downtime, I guess. I
You
can
took
sew
apart the
on
entire bridge to make
two
that.
patches.
Probably, yeah.
Emblem.
And so they eventually, I mean, once they've kind of got people the aid that they need, they start helping everybody in the process of relocating. And if the group kind of helps with that process, you'll find that where they're taking everybody is to an unoccupied group of simple wooden buildings, north, dry, safe housing, and they pitch in to help make everyone's lodgings as comfortable as they can. There's also now work being done to establish kind of a communal cookhouse and infirmary among these buildings. One of the other things that happens is Darrett has kind of been talking with some of the remaining militia members from Vogler as well as Raven, and they're all like gung-ho about getting involved with Calaman's military to help in this fight against this enemy. So, like you kind of overhear it, like they're going to go through the same whatever process they have to go through to get involved with that. So I think basically if your goal is to be helping in this process of getting people moved and getting people into, if anybody's got, you know, any sort of skill or artisan tool, if you've got, you know, anything you specifically want to be doing to help get this set up, you certainly can do that. Could be.
I got some carpenter's tools on me as well as mason tools.
Sure.
I can help.
Yep.
And I've got the skills to use them.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, this would be the time if you want to do that, you can do that. You're not under any obligation to do that, but you certainly
I
can.
go hunting, see if I can catch any game nearby.
Okay.
Just as food.
Sure.
I'm going to keep children entertained. I think that's what I'm only going to be able to do. Prestidigitation, minor illusion, all the fun shit.
What time of the day is it?
Jezebel will just be looking for her grandmother and seeing what she could do to help.
Yeah, you find her.
Well,
No
I
problem.
know things are
yeah.
mostly situated,
Yeah.
so
You find her, no problem.
'cause she would probably be
High as
like,
a
"What the hell
kite.
are you doing? Get out there."
Oh,
Grandma has
she's
standards for her.
Granny, the last time we saw you-
Granny's like one thing about Granny.
Oh boy.
The people who she is particularly popular with are, I mean, she's among the people who has had the most assistance in transporting her wares.
All the soldiers are like, what the hell is all this shit, isn't it?
Granny Rocket's a clever woman. She made it to the boats. Jezebel's like, she'll be fine. She has boobies.
So, I mean, by the time you get to the point of being like situated and kind of getting people moved, like you're getting on toward dinner time. So there's been some, I mean, the food and stuff arrived in time for once people got transported. Like there's some villagers who have already started like, again, making their fires and starting to cook some food because everybody is hungry. So, and they have good enough facility here to be able to make some good food. So, we're probably around dinner time by the time, you know, like all this is done. And what just depends on how much you want to pitch in. Because if you would want to, you would have some time to go and do other things. But
So I have a thing. Blanche has done some work with, like, I don't know, she can use Smith's tools, so maybe she's like helping shore up a building that was broken down, made a brace for it. But toward, like, at or after dinner, she says to Adra, you know, after a long day's work, it might be a good idea to see what sights are to be seen in Calaman proper. We could go teach you what's so great about cities.
Yeah. What city life is like, because I hate cities. Too many people.
Either with or without Adra, she'll go into town and look for like some bars and some places to get drunk.
okay.
I will go see if Blanche
That's what
gets
Granny likes you.
So my
I'll make
only
sure she.
so just I think just to see how easy it is, just roll a history.
All right. 13.
Sure. Yeah, you can find kind of anything that you specifically, if there's something you specifically want to find, you can certainly find that.
I'm gonna come back swearing like a sailor.
Oh, she taught you well.
A drunk elf. Oh, there's a sight.
No, I know. I'm gonna watch play.
We'll go to like some pretty rough places, and
So you want to kind of find like kind of a you kind of want to
Good way to
find
break
like
in.
a tavern or something that's like
Isn't the phrase roughing it in?
that's like a little seedy or a little.
yeah, we're gonna like
I am 100 years
we're gonna
old,
throw
so
bronze pieces at someone who's like like
Kind of place for a lonely
sometime
soul.
throughout the night. As
What'd you do
as
with the
Aiden's
drunken
distracted
sailor?
with the sights of the
longboat
big
killing
city,
Okay.
I'll let it slip that I am looking for people who might be interested in selling information.
Okay, so I think, and I'm gonna let you write it down. The place that you find is called the Sandy Eel.
I have a couple eels still. I think we can cook those up for dinner too.
I didn't know you
forgot
guys
about
even kept the fishing competition fish.
that. Maybe. Yeah.
And
We had to prove what we
this is a place you.
Eel.
So
Me and my friends, we were recruited to this secret squad, and boy, I'd love to talk about it to the right people.
okay, so
boy.
you walk in there, and I mean, like you can kind of tell, like you've heard of this place, and you walk in there, and it's like it's kind of like oddly nice-ish their own, and the person that's on stage at the moment, there's two people on stage, but there's one person that's on stage, and they're kind of playing this pan flute, and and then there's this person that's kind of singing, and this song that they're singing is kind of this song of, the things haven't gone very well, but I found the right job, and now I'm doing great, and so it's like this song
You
of
know this one, Deidre? Come on!
Oh God.
and
I'm the designated driver.
Sure.
I think.
Designated walker.
Yeah.
No,
I'm not
no, you
crutch.
too, you too.
Oh God. Blanche. No.
and so this
Someone's gotta be sober here.
so as you're sitting there and kind of
Fine.
and minding your own business in your own time, and you're just kind of enjoying it, you have this kind of older looking, I mean, they never look that old, but this sort of older looking Kender, pretty finely dressed for a man out on the town, is like, you're new in here. I've never seen you before.
I just arrived, running from a dragon army, would you believe it?
I would not. Please tell me.
So we go back and forth. I guess I'm kind of fishing for someone who is kind of like in the information business.
Well, so he kind of, what kind of bait you got?
Oh, I mean, I don't tell him that I'm
Sandy
fishing.
Oh, okay. Well, he surmises it.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Like,
he's got an insight check.
he kind of is like, huh? What are you looking to do here?
Well, I mean, I'm not earning any money as part of this squad, but I could share stories of the sort of missions that we go on and things like that. And perhaps that's how I'd earn my living in this humble city.
Well, I certainly know people who could We're always interested in information.
What's your name, friend?
Mm.
Or what shall I call you?
I think you can call me Sticky Finger.
Oh God.
Oh, for Pete's sake.
Sticky fingers McGurk.
Sticky
For
Finger.
Pete's sake, indeed.
No, for Paul's sake.
People have heard my name.
Singular finger.
Well,
Just one.
Sticky Finger.
I'll find you here some other time, Sticky Finger, and we'll see if we're worth each other's while. For my case.
So he kind of pulls out this little bit of parchment, and he sets out this little ink well, and he kind of writes on this parchment, and and then he folds it up, and he slides it over to you, and he says, "Hang on to that."
Of course.
So, and then he puts his stuff away, and he says, "Will I be seeing you as well? Did you go along?"
She dragged me along.
I'm assuming, I don't know, I didn't want Adra to see this.
Oh, never mind.
I-
Then never mind. Okay,
Like,
sure.
I mean, I saw the sticky finger, but that's about it.
You might see us.
Sure.
I was gonna say, are you
Stuck his
dancing
fingers
on,
on a bottle in the
on a
lap.
table?
No, sticky finger.
Are you dancing on the bar? I mean,
Adra, they've got some good snacks over at the
Yeah,
bar.
getting some snackies. Getting you
Sure.
another drink.
Sure.
I've heard
Very
about
good.
Kenders. I don't usually trust them with stuff laying about.
Probably visiting the family. So help some people out.
Okay. So you're gonna head to see your family. Okay.
Yes, your friend.
May I go with you?
Don't stab anyone.
I'm not planning on it. I've gotten better.
I've gotten, he
planning
went
on
to
it the last
rehab.
Fine.
Well, jury's still out on that one.
That's what I thought.
With no funny business.
I will not mess with a friend's family. So.
Oh, good.
But no,
Then I hope
why?
we're friends. Let's go.
Well, we've survived
Okay.
a few encounters
Well,
together.
I
so-
mean, so
There.
you can decide, I guess, or you can tell me to decide what members of your family are in this city.
Oh, it's gonna be my father, mother, and sister.
Father, mother, and sister.
Yep.
Okay.
And a carpentry business that helps maintain the boats.
Sure. Granny croquet.
Making wooden blocks and pins and all that.
Sure. Absolutely. Are they?
That Jet's last name.
I would imagine that. Just a second
Okay.
here.
I can imagine they couldn't be. They probably own a shop
find out
not
it's
too
part of the
far
croquet
from the
family.
wharfs, given the type of distance they use. I can imagine they just got a place above there.
So I'm gonna give you some details of the city since you would know this. This is the capital of the Solamnic province of Nightland. This is a thriving trade city. And it's known for having strong walls and this castle and the harbor beacons, and all of that predates the Cataclysm.
Jet. Knowledge is power.
The city is led by the governor and these prominent guild leaders, as well as the military marshal. So all the people that you saw, they have, and they do absolutely have a significant military force to deter raiders from Estwild, monsters from the Dargard Mountains. I mean, they have a strong force. And then the Vingard port is here, so the city is sitting at the mouth of the Vingard River. And so it's got it's got a whole port there.
We got a little navy there.
I mean, plenty of boats. So the governor is essentially representing the city's people. The guild leaders are the 5 most prominent guilds. So it's the Cartographers Guild, the Dockhands Guild, the Fishers Guild, the Masons Guild, and the Shipwrights Guild are the most powerful. And you, I think, know this.
Oh yes, I'm familiar with Masons.
I don't think the other characters would necessarily know these political things, but
As a member of the Stone Rights, I'd probably be very familiar with the politics of the guilds.
Sorry.
and I think it's safe to say that there is being carpenters. I suppose your family, if they could be doing their own work, or they
They
could
might be
be.
working with shipwrights.
They could be working with a number of guilds if they would choose. They could be just taking contracts for a number of guilds, but the shipwrights would be the most common.
That'd probably be the major player they're
Yeah.
working
Yep.
with their skill set.
So,
I'm sorry, we had the Masons, the Shipwrights, the Fishers, the Carpenters, and what was the last one?
cartographers. Okay.
Need a good map. There you go.
Okay. So,
There's probably quite a few here, given the age of the city.
So sure. I mean, you can go to see your family. Anything specific you want to do while you're there?
Oh, just to let them know that I'm all right, because a bunch of refugees just showed up from Boglin. They know I've been kind of hanging out there. So
Sure.
I
So
wanna
you're
get to them before word reaches them of what happens to Boglin.
sure. So your mother is at home, and you I assume walk in the door to your house, and
Knock,
sure,
answer.
sure.
Not gonna just
Mom answers the door, and oh my goodness,
long time no see.
Kogan! Who else is along?
I went with.
These two decided to.
So we're just like
Who
standing on
best
either
to
side of
supervise us?
And so then she
The two
sees
psychopaths.
Ellie, and she's like, "Oh dear, Ellie,
Mom!
so good to see you. So good to see you. Have you accidentally punched anyone lately?"
This is Jet. a friend
Jet's
from
like
Boglin.
doing this in the house.
Jet.
I am Jet.
Wow,
kind of
a
punch
pleasure.
Actually, I don't remember. Would your
reach.
parents know Jasper or no?
Probably not.
Probably not. All right.
All right.
Circles.
Well,
I'm
what a
desperately
surprise!
looking
What a
for-
pleasant surprise.
Von and Zahn is the
Yes.
ones I have written down.
To what do we owe this pleasure?
So I do not know who's your mom and who's your dad. I just know the
Well,
names.
Oh, I'm sure that you're hungry. You can tell me in a moment. Let me just go get some. I'll find something. Meatloaf? How does that sound?
that sounds fantastic.
Have you met his mom?
Been a trip.
Stop breaking the fourth wall. I was told I can't do that.
That's how his mom is. Happy birthday, Ben's mom.
She doesn't know the stream exists.
I know, but I'm saying happy birthday anyway. Just in
Happy
case.
birthday.
Saying it to the ether, it might make it.
It's actually her birthday today. We sent her flowers.
All right.
Stop.
Yeah, she runs off real quick, and then she comes.
I just think of that cat from Hercules.
She's kind of like, you hear her kind of run into the kitchen, and takes her just a couple minutes, and then
Oh, that one.
she's got like a dish, and actually she's got like a cup. Good, and me if it's your favorite or if you just eat it to be nice.
I mean, it has pine nuts in it, so.
It's good stuff.
All right. So yeah. And she knows, like, you have a bigger bowl than her. Got the cup set down, knows your favorite drink, and then gets one for you, and it's like kind of trying to decide between which size bowl she's going to use to put your food in.
Been a long journey. Go ahead, give her.
Okay, she fills it up.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Needs it.
Yeah.
It's all skin and bones there.
That's probably true.
How's Missy? How's
Oh,
the sister?
I don't need to know. But you don't. Why are you here? What brings you here?
First of all,
Well,
Where do you start?
Tall drink
we
of water.
came here to outrun any word in
I
your
wasn't
nose.
sure.
Oh, that's where you're starting?
I'm afraid we come with less than fortunate circumstances. The town we are in is, well, Vogler's no more. I came to let you know I was all right, to beat the rumors that might proceed.
Vogler is not all right.
Here I was just going to lift
tiny-
him.
No,
Minor
there's,
illusion of fire.
Are you all right, dear?
she's,
Totally fine.
you see her
Jet is
twitching
being
over
on
there.
his like best
town
behavior.
has been burned down.
Trying
There-
to. Anyway. I was just close to
There's an
the minor
army
illusion to make you look like you're
rampaging
fired.
to the west. I don't know how much you've heard here in the city.
Feed some to the badger.
We've an army. We've heard nothing of an army.
You have now.
Are you combing your beard?
No, because the moment that gets brought up, for some reason my hand instantly goes to my children. But Jet doesn't have.
Oh, honey, you need a haircut. Your hair's too long.
I've never once heard a dwarf tell another dwarf, I think your beard's too long, you should cut it. What?
No, combing. I haven't
Combing.
been properly grooming it.
That's his
It's
real mom.
I know, but we're
it's
talking
been a
about like, the
hectic few
shorter hair.
days,
So
and I'm
that's
sure
all.
the beard shows it.
Oh well. If there really, I mean, if there's so an army, and they what did they do to Vogler?
Well, they drove the citizens out, and they have set fire to a fair bit of it. Last
Well, what of your friends in the guild?
You know, you win some, you lose some.
And we'll be right back after these messages.
Toggen escaped with us, but
And cue sadness.
there was. You familiar with the festival that is held there?
I think I've been once or twice.
You familiar with the mock battle?
Oh yes, a very rousing event, of course.
Oh, that's a word for it.
Have some meatloaf,
Well,
Martha.
some mercenaries were paid to take advantage of that mock battle and turned it into a very much real one. I'm afraid Letha did not survive that.
So at that, she's like a little shocked, and are you saying that she's dead?
I helped her family with the burial.
Oh no!
A great deal of the village's militia was killed during the reenactments.
No.
Mercenaries and the army that paid them to do so arrived a few days, or actually it was the next day, wasn't it? The next day. We managed to get most of the citizens out of there, but none of the people who currently are in Vogler are the original residents. Army now quarters there.
Well, this is.
You're upsetting Mom.
We will pray to Reorcs that they find comfort, of course.
Yes, it seems that Wars has a way of finding our family.
Hmm.
Speaking of,
Do you want to give her some good news now? As I'm looking at you, it's like, I think some good news is pretty good right now.
I hold this symbol, a new one. She would probably recognize that I had not been wearing this particular symbol before. She would have recognized the one from the stone rites, but this one would show us different.
And I mean, it is. I mean, it is unmistakable and it is noticeable, especially to. I mean, your family is are devout, I think, and so she's kind of stunned to see that, because it does look significant. I guess would be the right word.
With these grim tidings, hope does come as well.
You should be very proud of your son, man.
Of course, I'm always proud of Kogan. He's such a good boy.
Well,
Where the cowboy comes
Need a new beard comb?
Rierix, I met with him, I guess is the best way to put it. He himself gave this to me. I had been having dreams, nightmares of battles to come, or maybe the one that already happened, but he would ask me to be his herald. And I guess I'll channel a little bit of the divine power through it.
Oh,
I'm not sure what all that means. Perhaps someone like me is needed to help the world.
Reorx has returned?
Him, and it would seem others.
I mean, praise be to Reorx. I can't believe that my occurrence.
It was unexpected, to be sure, but I suppose in times like these, this kind of hope is needed.
Will you be? Well, I mean, I'm going to tell all our friends. You know this, right?
Yes, yes.
I have so much bragging to do now.
I knew it!
Well, yeah, it's like,
She gets a crown now, right? Like a little Reorx crown. Like she's like basically the queen of Reorx.
No.
Like, come on.
No.
Yes.
None of that.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
She doesn't actually say the word bragging, but she says
That Jet knows what she means.
Jet has heard Jasper say this before.
I'm happy you had me follow the old faith. That was not lost.
Your son can talk to the bad guy.
mundane thing that looked like a crown.
With our move here to the north.
Well, he could not have chose a better herald. I'm
The guy talks to my son. How's yours doing?
My son is Jaime.
so I mean
son actually speaks
I'm
to
willing
God.
to role play as much of this encounter as you
Yeah,
want.
I mean, the only other thing I'll inform her is joining of the guard. The asking
Okay.
of the joining the guard to help with assistance of the Fogler. I'll let her know that I have
Well, the assistance of the refugees.
pledged my service to the town of Kalaman to help with the coming threats.
So if you intend to stay till sometime in the evening, then eventually the rest of your family
Oh yeah, I
comes
mean,
back, and
if you guys want to go explore the city, go ahead.
You want some alone time with your parents?
I wish to.
have a question for you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Do you by chance know where this apothecary is? And
they've already.
Oh,
I mean,
I know you told me where it was, but the directions actually.
the
like, how to
marshal
get there
will have
from
told
here.
you.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah. I
It's like,
tell them the streets to go down, like the southwest part of the city. Here's the
And he
streets. Just
rattles it off.
yeah, you just keep southwest of the keep and just keep going towards the outer walls. You'll come across it. It's a bigger place. You'll see it.
okay, thank you.
Okay. I think the point that we're at here is it's just a question of if anybody else has anywhere else they want to go in the city. I would say that from a timing standpoint, you could choose, we've already got one visit, we've got another visit. Anybody that specifically wants to visit somewhere, you've got time to do that. If you do not have anywhere that you specifically want to visit, I know that you do.
Yep.
So separating your situation from everyone else's, does anyone else have anywhere else that they would like to go?
I'm getting kicked out of his parents' house, so.
You are?
Oh,
Am
no,
I?
if you want to go explore, go ahead. Otherwise.
Well, you said you wanted alone time with your parents, so.
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
If you want to join me, you can. I don't care.
I mean,
And I'm
it's
just-
either hang out with him or hang out with you.
I mean, or was
You
I
can hang out
told
with me and
specifically
Blanche
that
at
I had to be
the
by myself?
But I don't know where you guys are.
Oh,
You guys
With the
kind of.
scroll
yeah.
for my second
Blanche
attack.
just like.
I guess it's a question of
Come here,
whether or
elf.
not you remember your instructions.
Never been in a city before.
You guys.
Yeah, I get a little
Very
terrified
well.
of Blanche because I
Yeah,
see what
you-
she's capable of doing.
We're all gonna meet
I'm scared of you.
at the castle tomorrow morning,
Jezebel's
right?
gonna be so proud
We'll
when she finds
reconvene
out.
there
All right.
But
You guys
she's still
are-
For
your
our,
granny,
to
so.
get our first.
for everyone to get back together. I
Sure.
think, yeah.
Okay.
Meet there in the morning.
You're with
You guys have
Barn next
places
door.
you think
Probably.
you can find to stay. There's a few taverns along the wharf
Setting up a
side
new
here.
shop.
Can't we stay at the castle
You absolutely
back
can stay at the
alleyway.
castle.
since we have the
Right?
Let's
Yes.
do it.
Well, then I'll meet you there.
It's like, aren't you feeling
Are you coming
good?
with me, or are you?
I'm gonna
off?
give Mom a hug, but yeah.
I tell, of
Blanche
course, I
did
of
try
course
to waterboard
tell
me.
the mother,
She'll
thank
do
you
that.
again for the meal, and just give her my wholehearted sincerity. Thank you.
Oh, do you need any more? Would you like to take some with?
I am
Hey,
fine
look, you got
for
a new
right
brother.
now.
Okay. How about you? Would you like to take some with? She already has it ready for you.
Great.
One other place of interest that maybe you'll find a little more interesting.
It's got it in a
Out
little
to the
Tupperware.
east side of town,
Tinfoil
just before you get to the
packet of
fish's
Tin foil.
gate.
I don't know. Sure, something.
Okay.
Something the oddities. It
Like
has
a serving?
an
Little
interesting.
stone.
You tell me.
You might have
It's probably two.
some interesting finds there.
Could be 5. I mean, we don't know. It could be a lot.
If you're looking for some
On
old,
the side of town. I'll get there eventually.
I mean,
Don't
5
find
servings
tonight,
for a
but I think you
gnome
might
is not
find
that
some-
much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Interesting
it's like two
relics
him
there.
servings, so it's like 12 for me.
What's the steady beacon?
You're like, I'm set for the next
I imagine
couple
it's like the
weeks.
lighthouse. that kinda-
Oh,
it's like
No, that's the harbor. Oh, actually,
10.
Hold on. You're asking about the steady beat.
yeah. What's the steady beacon?
Meatloaf.
Love.
The Steady Beacon is a tavern. Has a large tap room, fish-focused menu, modest lodging.
I'll direct you there too. If you need a place to stay, but we're going to the castle.
Would remind us of Vogler. Is it too soon?
It's a favorite of Calaman soldiers.
Too soon.
What? Did you find
There's
a bar
gonna be a
called the
lot of
Brass Crab?
soldiers.
What?
No, I found a bar that's called the Steady Beacon that serves fish and has a large tap house and.
And big crab claws on the walls. And
No, I don't know. We'd have to find out eventually.
Looks like a giant lighthouse.
Ellie and Jet
I've
go
got-
there to find out.
Ellie and
I've
Jet have
got
their own drunken
Tupperware.
adventures.
It's a favorite of the soldiers, so it has like
The
a bunch
badges
of the
and
decor is a
the
bunch of
truck.
broken weapons from defeated bandits.
oh, cute. How nice. Oh. All right, well, I guess I'm tootling along with you with my Tupperware full of meatloaf and my badger, so let's go.
All right. So I think
And Smokey.
unless somebody else has a specific thing that they want to do other than this, we'll say that this will be the end of our session, and our next session will be meeting up in the morning. I'm gonna do a separate thing for you.
All right.
So,
Even if I'm coming with him?
huh?
Even if I'm coming with him?
You sure can.
Like right now?
mean-
Or like later?
I think we'll do it separately. You're just gonna maybe have to be available at another time.
Okay.
Or you could just say, no, I'm just going to go hang out with my meatloaf.
Martha might be.
You'll do anything for love.
Let the dragon army